Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Magic here at Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. I am Ryan O'Loughlin. Here with me tonight, I have the one and the only Mr. Brian Huffman.
Hi, guys.
So who do we have down in the feature match tonight, Brian?
So tonight we have Brian Unger and Nicholas Leitner coming out to play some FNM, trying to fight their way to winning a promo Fatal Push.
Got Fatal Push is the card on everybody's lips this evening.
Yep. So in this matchup, we're going to see a traditional Gift Storm deck, recently kind of gaining some extra traction among the meta, not just locally, but due to a certain local player winning a Open not too long ago by the name of Kazu Negri. And then his opponent, Nick, is going to be playing a red-black control deck, using some discard and some nifty little spicy ones we'll see here in a little while.
Yeah, he's our brewer. So Nick is going to cast Inquisition of Kozilek, and Unger is going to reveal 2 rituals, Past in Flames, Sleight of Hand, and Baral, the Chief of Compliance, as well as that Scalding Turn.
I think we're going to take the cost reducer. Yeah.
Because there's only one. Making them discard Past in Flames is not going to help because it has flashback. The rituals are redundant, and the cantrip isn't the most important card.
Nah, the only thing threatening there is that there Baral.
Yeah, Nick Leitner correctly identifies the threat and removes it.
Let's see here. We have good old-fashioned Blightning hanging out in Nick's hand. He's doing us a little bit of a favor and showing us what's up.
When's the last time you saw Blightning cast?
Cube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cube.
Alright.
And Unger's gonna go ahead and take care of that sleight of hand that Nick knows about and play out that Scalding Turn. Didn't quite get to see what he did with that sleight of hand. What you laughing at?
How do you like Shrine of Burning Rage against the Blue-Red Storm?
Cube card.
Yeah.
Cube.
Well, actually, they've been. Mr. Wolf told me that they've been going up because some burn players are substituting Eidolon for Shrine of Burning Rage. Which I don't.
Really?
I don't know if I am on that train, but
Eidolon's so good though.
But I have looked it up. It is factual that the card is on the rise. The foil went up from like 77 cents to $4, and here's that Shrine of Burning Rage.
Yeah, we got a reader, and I'm gonna read off the card to you guys real quick. The beginning of your upkeep, or whenever you cast a red spell, put a charge counter on Shrine of Burning Rage.
Oh, so only whenever you cast a red spell. Oh, that's
it's
unfortunate.
not gonna go off on Unger's rituals.
How great would that be if you just kill them in response to a grape shot?
Oh yeah, just double get them.
Yeah,
just get them, and then 3 in a tap. Sacrifice Shrine of Burning Rage. The Burning Rage Shrine deals damage equal to the number of counters on it to target player. So it's just a little bit of a development turn there for Nick.
Yeah. Those things back in Standard, when it was Standard legal, it was one of the scariest cards out of the mono red deck. Like that, and Grim Lavamancer and Chandra's Phoenix. It's a little scary.
So we're probably going to see one of them Blightnings. Yep, just Blightning straight to the dome.
Yep, 3.
Yep. Unger's going to probably toss that Past in Flames. It's kind of free for him. Yep, you got to discard cards there, Unger.
I mean, he in Brandon's defense, he probably hasn't had this card cast against him anytime recently, if at all ever.
It's like a worse Rift Bolt, and kind of, but I guess discard too, yeah.
It's real strong when you cascade into it off a Bloodbraid Elf.
Yeah, that's true. Unger's going to probably discard this Past in Flames and, one of the rituals that he has way too many of, just hiding out in his hand. We're looking at
Peer Through Depths.
Yep, Peer Through Depths. Unger's going to look at the top 5 here and see if he can find himself a bit of an action, or maybe...
I wonder if he has the creature where if you have 4 Peer Through Depths, you get to cast it for free.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, it's because it's not good.
Draft chaff.
I haven't even seen it in Commander.
Well, that's because you can't have 4 Peer Through Depths in Commander, Ryan.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that would make sense. But usually, like, if it's not good and constructed, you might pick up on it in Commander.
Oh, dear. That Shrine's kind of ticking up. Unger's all the way down to 13 thanks to that Blightning. Maybe we're going to see... Do you have another Blightning? Or maybe one of those Planeswalkers that could... What you got there, Nick, for us? I see a nice Blood Crypt and a Mind Stone. I can't quite make out the other cards. One of them might be a Lightning Bolt.
Okay, so you actually have to. So you have to have it. There's the instant arcane sift through sands that says draw 2, discard, and it says if you've cast peer through depths and a spell named reach through the mist this turn, then you can search your library for the unspeakable. And the unspeakable is 6 blue, blue, blue for a 6/7 flying trample, and when he deals combat damage, you get to return an arcane card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, it's all terrible. I should update the life totals instead of reading bad cards. Hey, there's another Blightning.
Yep. Again, we're probably just going to see some rituals hit the Ben if Unger doesn't have any draw spells or anything like that. He's just looking for like a third land to kind of maybe push himself off the edge, or maybe a Manamorphose or a Cost Reducer to try and get himself started here before Nick bolts his face.
I was gonna say he's already at 10, and there's 4 counters on the shrine.
Yeah, and Nick seems to be holding out Lightning Bolt, so he's sitting at a theoretical 3, basically.
Yeah, because he's got 7 right there. I mean, once it comes back to Nick,
that's all 4 of his mana. Bolt, you crack the
now
rage.
He's at 1 because 1 more counter on the shrine.
Yep.
Plus he'll get another counter from the bolts.
Yeah, I forgot about the counters that you actually get from casting spells.
If he had a land, he might. If he had another red spell, he might have him dead this turn.
He's got a Ghost Quarter. Do you just snap this off on Unger's lands just to get him?
Yeah, I mean, like, because he'll have to get a basic, so they'll take him off double red or take him off double blue, which might be relevant. Hi, Disordia. It's red-black control is a real loose description of this deck.
So we're just gonna draw off the Mind Stone, see if we can get some gas. Nope, we're drawing into more lands this turn. What is the other card? We got a Bolt, a land that he just drew, and what else?
I don't know.
Aw. Draw step, get him. Draw step, get him, Nick.
Yeah.
Nope, we're gonna peer again. No, we're just gonna
Manamorphose.
See, if he's not careful, he's gonna need another one of those to be able to generate the additional blue for the gifts line.
In his hand isn't a Ghost Quarter, the one or a Mind Stone. I think it's a Lightning Bolt, a Swamp, and something else.
Yes, bolt you.
So here's the bolt. You go down to 7, put a counter on the shrine.
The shrine goes from 6 to 7 on his upkeep.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Yo.
If that was in step, then it's over. Yep. So there's 7.
Draw. Yep.
Unleash the power of the shrine. Be a monk.
Are we gonna just try and? Yep.
Just there we go.
It.
All right.
Nice and clean.
And I didn't think I'd say it, but game 1 is taken by Shrine of Burning Rage. Ryan Wolf, if you're watching, yell in the comments right now.
That card's insane in Cube. You just put it in your burn deck and it's just pure value.
Yep. It's just like tick up, tick up, tick up, tick up. All right. So since you're probably a little bit more familiar with the Storm deck, what do you do?
Oh dear.
Well, okay. What is your anti-hand disruption tech?
Past in Flames. Like, you just want to cantrip through. The deck's actually really resilient to a lot of the natural discard in the format. Mm-hmm. So sure, if they nab your cost reducer or something like that, you really just want to be able to hit your land drops. So if you do constantly have your cost reducers removed from the game, either via discard or removal spells, that you're still able to generate enough mana to go off with a Past in Flames or something like that. Nick's probably hoping that he has brought his Relics of Progenitus or other forms of graveyard hate to play. Oh, we have those nice copies of Slaughter Games that Nick is showing us.
Oh yeah, he has 3, I think. Plus he has Grafdigger's Cage, and the more I'm thinking about it, like, he's got hand disruption, but also has like a fast clock. Like he killed relatively quickly.
Did he just bring in a Rakdos Charm?
Yes, he had 1 in his sideboard when we looked at it, which is Graveyard Hate and Artifact Hate and Empty the Warrens Hate.
So I don't know. Sometimes I've seen, now this is FNM, so everybody wants to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
But I know some Storm players who will just like keep going.
Yeah.
Just to see how high
I made
can
99
I go?
goblins. Cool. I have Rakdos Charm.
I don't know about you, but I am going to be rooting for the Rakdos Charm kill.
No, we always root for the funniest play, and a Rakdos Charm kill after 99 goblins. That's got to be it. That's what the people want to see, and it's nothing against Brandon. I'm sure he couldn't be mad either.
No, it's just like last week. You guys were rooting against me because my opponent had a Thalia Heretic.
I mean, she was just at the front of the battlefield. She was waving the banner.
She was trying to lead you into battle.
Yeah, like, and I would have followed her for sure.
Yeah, and I just forgot.
Thalia's Bay.
Yeah.
Alright, so everybody's just shuffling up. This is normal.
Reset those dice totals.
Yeah. I wish I could fix those to the table so that they wouldn't get turned like that, but what you gonna do?
Yeah, aside from putting like an iPad or something down there, you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah. Let me refresh that timer for you guys. We got about 39 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, game one went by pretty quick, but not in the fashion that I would assume.
Yeah. I don't expect that this matchup should take too long.
No, definitely not. We're looking for Nick to, mulligan to some powerful 8 cards, Nile Spellbomb, or Disordia. I know. Looking for Nick to find a card like Nile Spellbomb, or maybe his Slaughter Games powered out early with like a turn 2 Mind Stone, something like that.
That'd be great.
But here's the thing, with Slaughter Games, what do you name?
Well, you can't name Grapeshot because then they have Empty, and you can't name Baral because then they have Electromancer.
I think you're forgetting one key detail. What does the people want? What do the people want?
They
want
Rakdos
Charm.
Yeah,
so you take the Grapeshot.
Oh yeah.
You don't.
Especially if you have a Rakdos Charm in hand,
which I'm pretty sure he does.
I see. Far left card. I want to say is a Pithing Needle. I want to say it's like Pithing Needle, Slaughter Games, 2 Shrine. Ha! Whoa. Okay.
Well, if you're
he does have a Rakdos Charm. Yes, you're right.
If you're worried about discard, it's also awesome. Rakdos Charm gets around Leyline of Sanctity.
It does
all
indeed.
Creatures deal damage.
It does indeed. He has an Ascension in his hand. All right, so he's gonna fetch, get a Swamp. I'm assuming here, and play that Ascension. Can you give us the text on?
Bloodchief's Ascension?
Yeah.
Yeah, one moment, please.
Does Bloodchief's Ascension target?
No, I think it's just that player.
One moment, guys.
Apparently I cannot spell. Bloodchief's Ascension. It is a 1 black for an enchantment. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life this turn, you may put a quest counter on Bloodchief Ascension. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if the Ascension has 3 or more quest counters on it, you may have that player, not target player, that player lose 2 life. If you do, you gain 2 life.
So that seems really good. Ritual. Wait.
Yep. And you're going to die.
And it gets around Leyline. And he has a Shrine in his hand for turn 2.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Leyline. I don't think it's necessary, and I think it gives you a lot of really dead card draws as the game continues on.
Yeah, I've discovered that more and more playing Leyline of the Void and Legacy.
Yeah, but see, you have Liliana of the Veil.
That's true.
Like, you can always make good cards.
So I have Brainstorm and Fetch Lands.
Yeah, that too. Oh, come on. Oh, and the Shrine. All right, we're going to see if we can repeat what we did last turn. Nick just drawing all of the... Oh, so Nick...
He's got another Shrine.
Yeah, he does.
And a Cough.
Nick's just drawing all of his sideboard cards. Look like Unger kept on the back of those 2 ley lines and hoping to draw out of this one.
That's the dangerous thing about ley lines.
Yeah, you think it's good enough?
Yeah. All right, and he gets to cast a Koth on turn 4, which will be able to make creatures that will attack.
Well, here's the problem with the Shrines of Burning Rage there. That does target a player. So those are kind of turned off for the time being. But we just play them out, Yeah.
I mean, if he had nothing else to cast, it's not like he can shuffle them away.
Yeah, it's only target. It's target creature or player. We could see some Burning Rage pointed at some goblins.
Yeah, I mean, like, they could be Baral removal.
Remove your own. Oh yeah, or Barals.
Yeah, kill Barals.
I'm all right. 4 mana in the black-red deck. He's control. We're looking for a planeswalker. What do you want?
It's Hammer Time.
Is it Hammer Time?
It's Hammer Time. He drew it.
Oh, did he?
He drew it last turn.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. Oh, but he's not going. Oh yeah, here it goes. Hammer Time. Excellent. Here we go.
Yep, we have a reader.
If I was Nick, I'd say, Brandon, why do you have to read all of my cards? And if I were Brandon, I would also be reading all of these cards, except for Koth. All right, so he makes the mountain into a 3/3 and attacks.
No, you can't even ult this guy right now.
4/4, excuse me, 4/4. No, yeah, you don't ult it, but you don't need to. All you need to do is attack with attack with mountains. How do you fight a mountain? If a mountain comes raging down on you,
Molten Rain.
Yeah, that doesn't.
What's the moss called?
I don't know.
There's that.
The Munwolvi moss or
creeping moss or whatever it is.
There was a card from Theros that it was like a red card that just destroyed a mountain.
Spreading Seas. That'll get him.
Yeah, that'll get him.
That's actually kind of flavorful too because it erodes the mountain down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or our local Merfolk player's favorite card.
Oh yeah.
Seize Claim.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Peak Eruption. There it is, Sean.
Peak Eruption. Yep, that's the one. I had that in my sideboard of the awful burn deck that I was playing in that standard that I hated.
What is the last time you played standard for 400, Alex?
That was the last time I played standard competitively.
All right, well, it looks like Brandon's unlocked blue mana this game.
Yay, blue mana!
So he's probably trying to figure out what he can do, because if he has a cost-reducing creature, it's well, he just has a bunch of rituals in his hand.
Yeah,
he really wishes that Baral will live, but I don't think it will, and without a second blue, he can't.
I remember blowing up Sacred Foundries that had Chain of the Rocks on them that exiled my Chandra's Phoenixes. Oh, so that's...
We're going to start off here. If he has a Manamorphose, he could potentially use some of this mana to put a Baral down, and then since these are instant speed rituals, you can just kind of keep on going and going and going.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Yeah, and he needs to do this before the Bloodchief Ascension has counters on it.
Well, or he has mana to untap and kill the Baral or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is instant speed, so he'll be all right.
Yeah.
So he'll spend a red and a blue to cast a Baral. I think.
That looks like a Baral.
Yep, drawing off the Manamorphose.
Okay, alright.
After this Baral, he'll be looking to chain off oh, he found the land, so that's actually even better. Another source of mana
down to
for Brandon.
14. So storm count is dose.
Yeah, we got a storm count of 2. We're just trying to see if we can count to about 10 here, and then gifts up for a Remand and a Past in Flames, and get them.
Alright, so there's Baral.
Mm-hmm.
Modern Wednesday night saw Dennis play this deck with 3 Goblin Electromancers in play. 1 mana Past in Flames, 1 mana Gifts Ungivens are pretty good. All right.
Yep, we just naturally draw all 4 of the Pyretic Rituals. Seems good. Seems real strong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you messed up there, buddy.
He has a Gifts in hand.
Yep. Yeah, okay,
Hey,
so he's just... there's probably confusion on announcing what colors of mana and moving all the dice. And moving all this around very quickly takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, I think it's the best Storm players try to be real clear, and it's something that's hard to learn, because it's sometimes you have opponents that just check out and let you do whatever, and then sometimes you have opponents who follow you every move step by step. So
Unger, you're gonna have to change those. I'm pretty certain.
They have to be different cards.
All different names.
Right.
We'll go stop them real quick.
Stomp. Yeah.
Actually, you probably just defaulted to getting double ritual.
Yup. We have Brain stepping downstairs to Tech Kardash. And it looks like they may have figured it out on their own before he even said a thing. And looks like he's just swapping it. Okay, yes. And the game continues. So we've got 1 of each ritual, a Manamorphose, and a Past in Flames.
How good would that card be if you could just,
Actually, that'd be insane. That Wizards has made some mistakes in the past, but I don't think he would. I don't think they would print a card that says tutor for. Yeah, I don't know. At that point, it's just tutor for whatever you want, right?
Intuition is pretty close to that. And that hardly sees any play anymore.
So Ryan, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know you don't get to play a lot of Modern.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't get to play a ton of competitive Magic.
Mm-hmm.
But what Modern deck has the most appeal to you right now?
If I were playing Modern every week, I'd probably play the company deck.
The company deck, just the Abzan company, the counter company deck.
Yeah, I mean, like it's my favorite kind of Magic, which is creatures that do stuff, and it's grindy, which is my other favorite kind of Magic.
Infinite value,
and it's good.
It is. A lot of that deck's kind of fallen out of vogue recently for reasons of Anger of the Gods and people's main boards. And
Kazu said something to the effect of, "What's the elf that has counters?
Devoted Druid.
That it dies to a breeze.
A small gust of wind.
Small gust of wind. Yeah, that. I was like, no, Fracturing Gust just kills artifacts and enchantments.
You also have the problem of all the fatal pushes running around and moving on.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
Kurt and I have covered so many Grixis matchups up in this booth.
Yeah.
Grixis everywhere.
The deck's great. It's a lot of fun to play. All right. But here's the real question.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we still have an out here. And Unger's currently sitting up to, what's that, 12, 15 storm count?
Oh yeah, the Rakdos Charm is live.
Please. I'm rooting for it.
Yeah, I like that deck too. That deck sounds cool.
What is it, the green-white value town with knights?
With knights and...
Honestly, that seems a lot up your valley.
Yeah, no, I would definitely play that. Like, that and Kiki Court, of course. Or Abzan mid-range is cool too. And I like Grixis, it's just... I tend to like to play a little bit of green, but the Grixis deck is cool. Alright, so there's the Grape Shot. Unfortunately, it's not empty, the warrants. But we might have a game 3 here, so... there's an empty. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Oh, there might be a little bit of gamesmanship. This is all in the gifts, so there might be an opportunity for Nick to just try and give... No, Nick! No, Nick! Nick, no!
It's okay. There's a third game coming up here. We want to see the Rakdos Charm happen. We just want it.
So I think there's a little gamesmanship there where you know that he's gonna get both because there's Past in Flames, but you just put that empty just a little farther forward and see if he just is content to play that and pass.
Oh, I'd be on empty all the time. Is that Reverberate? Yes, it is.
Nick always bringing those cards that we just don't remember exists back into Modern to have a little bit of fun with them.
Reverberate is one of those cards when you first start playing, you look at it and you're like, oh my god, how does anybody ever beat this?
Back in the time when we were used to playing with fireballs.
Well, in my casual play group, back when we were playing Kitchen Table Magic and none of us had even thought of playing in a tournament, there was a jerk who played Channel Fireball.
Did you really?
Yes, and nobody could ever beat him, and we just got to the point where don't play it or we won't play with you. Until we introduced a new guy to our group who had played in a few tournaments, like a few standard tournaments.
Sure.
And he's like, oh yeah, I'll play you, and it's his Grixis control deck, and he put a couple swerves in it.
Well, it's sort of just a redirect.
Changed the target. So he just waited for him to do it and then swerved it and beat him, and it was just the greatest thing any of us had ever seen.
That's kind of great. The kitchen table meta game, per se.
Well, I was playing mono green Aurochs and I just couldn't beat Channel Fireball. It's like, how do you beat this deck?
You might get lucky every now and
then. No, I never did.
My first deck was it was the Molten Steel Dragon starter deck.
The new Phyrexia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was Slash Panther and Molten Steel Dragon. And then I would say that got tweaked a little bit, but I got tired of playing against my friend who played nothing but pacifisms. Journey to Nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he would play some Griffins and then Griffin Captain, and all of a sudden I would just die.
Griffin Captain was cool.
Yeah, he did all that. My second deck was Spirits. This was, Innistrad kind of came out, and I was lucky enough that I somehow opened 2 or 3 Geist of St. Traps.
That guy's sweet.
Now, I don't know what you played Channel Fireball, but explain to new people learning how to play Magic how Geist of St. Trapt is a at all fair Magic card.
Yeah.
I had Ponder, Geist of St. Trapt, Drogskol Captain in my deck.
He wouldn't have actually have been very good in our kitchen table meta because there was it was elves, vampires, Aurochs, merfolk. Like,
what is an Auroch?
It's a cow. I'll bring them up later. I'll show you. It was.
Are they tasty? Like what is?
Yeah,
it?
no, like they're on Dominaria. They're livestock.
All right.
Back in the game. We'll talk about Aurochs later. All right. Nick is down to 18, shocking in a Blood Crypt. And here's the Ascension.
Blood Chief's Ascension. All right, let's see if we can get this guy back online. Well, we don't have any turn 0 ley lines from Brandon, so this might end up being a very different kind of game.
I wonder if he boarded them out.
I was too busy talking about Aurochs.
Me too. All right, Serum Visions, bottom top. Kicks it back. We have Tezzeret's Gambit in Nick Leitner's hand.
Proliferate.
Yep.
We just need some extra counters.
And card draw. I like it. Lightning Bolts, Koth.
Blood Chief's Ascension.
A second Ascension.
So we got Ascension Bolt. That's a combo.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
a combo.
so now you ooh, yeah, because now you get ooh, yeah, I like it. Way back when I played.
4 main deck Planar Void.
My goodness, that's quite yummy. If anybody's watching on Facebook, we do have the Facebook chat and also the Twitch chat up, so definitely feel free to join in the discussion.
Yeah, we'll definitely watch it a bit and try and help you out.
Yep.
So we got
not as closely as I watch the live totals though.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. So in Nick's hand we have another Koth the Hammer. We're missing a land, so both the Gambit and the Koth are off. But we do have at least, the Grim Lavamancer that might turn sideways.
Yep. He just needs to get damage so he can get counters. Because once he gets 3 counters on those Ascensions, I'm not sure Brandon can win.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. It would have to involve an Echoing Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be about what's one of Storm's just answers to everything that a lot of times you just board in game 2.
I can't imagine it's not in the deck after I know a lot of players board it in game 2 regardless, but I mean he saw the Shrines, he saw the Blood Chief's Ascension. That's got to be in the deck.
Is that a Searing? Oh, it's a Searing Blaze. I was really hoping for a land into the Blightning.
Yeah, he can shock the Brawl. Or no, he only has the 1 card in his graveyard?
Yeah, there's 1 right now.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. So we're going to see an end-step fetch from Brandon just to get a little bit of mana fixing.
Imagine if Deathrite Shaman was like Jund hybrid and he had a 3rd one for a red that was Grim Lavamancer's ability.
What did you take? What pills are you on? What did you take when I went down there?
I'm thinking clearly because part of I've added a new aspect to my diet where I don't have caffeine after 1 o'clock.
Oh, thinking clearly.
Yeah, now I'm thinking clearly. There's no caffeine in my brain.
No, the caffeine is great, man.
I know.
The focus is strong.
But I want to sleep at night.
Yeah, I know. I feel you on that one. So we're gonna see
Serum Visions again.
Oh. So what do you think about the art in the new Serum Visions?
I like it.
Kinda...
I think that's probably my favorite Serum Visions art.
Really?
Yeah, because the first one, I just don't get it.
It's I could see that. I think it's very simple.
And then the second one is just like, what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, that Serum Visions, the FNM promo did not quite make it back through quality control in my mind.
Yeah, and I like the Phyrexians. They're a good like enemy. They're like the Borg.
They are. They're gonna come back. Like I'm happy. Like we did the Eldrazi thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of happy if we don't see them again for a little while.
No, like I mean,
I'll be excited when they're coming back.
I like the whole. We have the whole Nicol Bulls thing that's going on right now. We don't need to get attacked by plane devouring creatures anytime soon.
I think it's time for a nice remote trip to an island full of dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need. No one is not excited for this.
I mean, what could go wrong? There's no chance that on our trip there we could get lost. Or run into pirates or anything. Nope. We're just going to go visit some nice, or apparently vampires. We got a Ghost Quarter, so that's Blightning unlocked.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
The damage on Blightning is only to players, right?
It is only to players. Yes. Unfortunately, because that would be real strong for dinosaurs, says the conductor over on Twitch chat.
Hi, Matt.
Oh yeah. Wait, we're gonna. Oh, so this is actually kind of nifty. Nick just Ghost Quartered his swamp, floating a little bit of mana. So he's been able to trigger landfall. He's going to have double red for that Searing Blaze that's in his hand. So he's going to be able to remove.
Go, kill Baral. It's going to send him over a barrel. Like over a barrel.
Over a barrel? Yeah.
I think it's actually pronounced barrel.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so Searing Blaze.
So
3 to Brandon.
We're just.
I was just going to peer through depths.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Well, yeah.
Because you could do it for 1 mana.
In case he chooses to rip a lightning bolt or something here.
Yeah, I mean...
Hi, Matt. We were talking about our match earlier from last week on camera.
About how you should have won.
Yeah, I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
Until you play against a combo deck, then you're the good guy. With your little blue wizard that can.
Wait, Deathrite Shaman's not a wizard.
No. Delver is a wizard, and Deathrite Shaman is wizard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bye, Baral.
So
down to 10.
Off that pier, Brandon found a Empty the Warrens. So that means
Go Rakdos Charm.
The dream is still live, and we get another trigger off of the Bloodchief's Ascension.
I think one of my favorite all-time match wins, Game 3. At DNS Collectibles Modern against Thomas Jones, and he had just started playing, and he was playing the Krenko Mob Boss Intruder Alarm Infinite combo deck.
Sure, because why not?
Because why not? And I Rakdos Charm.
You got him?
Yeah.
Brandon's going to take a quick reminder to...
I disagree, Sean.
Take a quick reminder to figure out what is on that Bloodchief's Ascension. It does start to trigger at 3 counters.
Yep.
So... But, however, oh no, is this the game where he has Tesserat's Gambit?
Yeah, he has Tesserat's Gambit in his hand,
right.
so he can proliferate it. He needs 1 more mana to do that.
1 more mana and 2 life, so that'll be fine. I mean, we best enjoy Deathrite Shaman as long as we can in Legacy, because he's the next one on the list, unfortunately, I think.
I don't think he's bannable.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other... There's no harsh offender right now, but I think he's the only one.
If he gets banned, it's going to take them 5 years to ban him, so it doesn't matter.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
we have a long time. We have a long time.
I doubt I'm going to be playing Legacy in any capacity 5 years from now, so I'm cool.
Yeah, and like if you look at Deathrite Shaman, you have to look at like Brainstorm too, which is a problem.
And I think Deathrite Shaman falls under that gentleman's agreement that Brainstorm does, where like, we want to play with this card, leave us alone.
Yep.
All right, Manamorphose.
Yeah, so if Unger cracks that fetch, those Bloodchief's Ascensions will go online.
Oh yeah, they will.
So Brandon's got to be a little bit careful about that.
Nick just needs to rip a land so hard.
Just get him. I just want the Rakdos Charm to get him. It's the beginning of each end step, so Brandon actually can go this turn. A little bit safe. It doesn't just, the Bloodchief's Ascensions won't just magically come online. So.
Alright,
yep.
Electromancer.
Yep, so everything's
strong.
A little bit cheaper. We got 2 mana gifts ungiven and a little bit cheaper.
Is that a pass? He does that like most people when they do that, I assume that they're passing the turn, but
yeah, pointing over.
I think that's just a mannerism that he has.
Yeah, he's like, how many cards do you have in your hand? Pointing over to that card. Nick's just like, here's the F6 button. All my cards are down.
Where's my RK Post token?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Have Ryan text me when it's over. Here's that empty.
Yeah, but the empty's only like we're only at a. So this might be a value empty, I guess. We're gonna empty, put about 8 goblins on the battlefield. That's a good amount. But I just want to look at Brandon's life total here. 8 goblins, plus a goblin Electromancer.
Yeah.
Plus a Baral.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of damage. That's 10. That's 10.
I'm just saying.
Come on,
we
Rakdos
still
Charm.
have a chance on the Rakdos Charm.
Come on, Rakdos
It is
Charm.
what the people want, Nick.
Oh yes, it's gonna happen. I can feel it. It's gonna be our best. It's gonna be our first Best of Four Horsemen live moment. I will edit that down to a 2-minute long clip It's going to be 10 seconds of it happening,
A
and
reaction.
then
Wow.
an hour.
Brandon showing up prepared with just enough goblins.
A minute and 50 seconds of us screaming.
Oh my gosh, yep. Oh, come on. Come on. Give it to me. Oh, that's another cough.
He's got a turn.
Yeah, he's got a turn. This is
Unless
true.
no, he has a grape shot. I don't know. He may not have a turn.
Oh, we're just gonna turn the Blood Chief Ascensions on.
Yeah, that way he can't like storm and kill him. He has to just attack with the goblins and pass.
It gives him a little bit of time. Yeah.
I'm glad you're alive, Ryan. We're really hoping for a Rakdos Charm
8,
kill
9,
here.
10, 11. So Nick's gonna. He's got some time.
Yeah, no, he's got one turn. He's gonna rip that Rakdos Charm straight off the top.
He's just trying to make us sweat. That's all this is. That's all Nick's doing.
Because Brandon really can't cast spells here, because he's gonna lose 6 life per spell.
4 life.
4?
It's 2.
Oh, it's 2. It's
Yeah,
2.
it's
Okay.
2.
Still 2 spells and he's dead.
Well, and Nick would gain mana.
Yeah. So
life.
Brandon probably just wants to attack, pass.
Attack.
Yeah, like that's it.
Yep. And Nicholas's out is Rakdos Charm or Blasphemous Act.
Either way, I'd be happy.
1 mana.
13
Act.
damage.
Here romance it. Again? Oh, we're only sending in 8. That's fine. That's fine. Give us.
That's 2
even
draw
one
steps.
more turn. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Come on. Rakdos Charm, baby. No.
Oh, it's whenever they go in the graveyard.
From.
Whenever a card is put into your.
Oh, the
graveyard.
discard.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we'll take that, but we want the Rakdos Charm. So he's got a lot of outs he can draw here, actually. And once again, Brandon, this is nothing personal. Of course you're a great guy. We just want to see this happen.
Yep, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about seeing the most ridiculous possible thing.
We have the hunger for this, Mr. Unger.
All right, so Brandon's casting a spell.
Yep. Which
he's quickly gonna find out.
Cast Inflame, so he'll go down to 4 here.
So this actually just works out fine because all the spells he's now casting are not going from the graveyard.
Okay.
They're instead being exiled.
Yeah.
Via the Past Inflames.
But still, the Grape Shot is in his hand. So
Nick's gonna read the exact text on Past Inflames to make sure that this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
but what's the point of doing all this unless you have
a Grape Shot win?
Yeah.
More goblins. Dying harder to Rakdos Charm.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Well, why do you need more goblins though? Because he's already dead on board.
Yeah. Because
Maybe
more goblins. Do you think Krenko ever stopped and said,
"No,
we don't need more goblins"?
He definitely never said that. Never ever have I ever said Krenko when asked if he wanted more goblins. Didn't want.
Ryan, it's gonna be okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go down there and get you a monster. It'll help you out.
Nope, needs dinner, not monster.
Food's coming.
Yeah.
Is that from? That's from the graveyard still, so we're good. That's gonna be exiled.
It's a Serum Vision. Okay.
I got it.
Sure. We're letting Mr. Brian put on his judge training hat, head downstairs to answer a judge question. And I'm going to take a cigarette break. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to take a coffee break. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to take a yogurt break. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to take a tiger hunting expedition break. No, I'm kidding. Now, one of those is real. Which one? Guess which one? It's not the yogurt. It's the tiger hunting expedition. No, I'd never kill a tiger. Not only because I would morally object to killing a tiger, but also because the tiger would kill me. But yeah. All right, so my guess is that they have a question about Blood Chief Ascension and Past in Flames. Yes, that would be my educated guess as a person who's been answering judge calls for over 6 years, I guess. Bolt a mana reducer to trigger the Ascensions for lethal. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, because you just kill Baral. That puts him in the graveyard. That would be great if he had a bolt in hand.
Oh, just Bolt the Brawl.
Bolt the Brawl. Trigger Ascensions game. We made the right choice.
We did. We were having a hard time tonight choosing a match for you guys to watch. We saw a lot of interesting bad matchups.
Yeah.
Honestly, this seemed like it might have been a bit one-sided in terms of the Storm deck's favor. But Nick has definitely given us a fight.
He has permanents that disrupt Brandon's life total. He has hand disruption. He has a relatively fast clock. All right, so here's a whole lot more gobos. Yep. So we need a land, a Rakdos Charm, or Blasphemous Act, right?
Blasphemous Act just kills him too.
No, can't he just Grim Lavamancer and kill the Goblin Electromancer to win?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So Nick should have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick just casually points the Blightning at Brandon.
Yeah, and then or this because he has to discard the cards which trigger the Bloodchief Ascension.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had. All right, Nick Leitner takes this 2-1.
It is not the Rakdos Charm win.
No, but we'll take it.
But it is won by a card that we do not often see in Modern.
Lightning.
Well,
or Bloodchief Ascension.
Yeah, that
or
one.
Shrine of Burning Rage, or Coth of the Hammer, or any card.
Or
any cards in Nick's deck other than Lightning Bolt and Mountain.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, guys. There's only 8 minutes left on their clock, so the rest of the matches are probably done. We will be back for round number 2. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, welcome back. Just giving the guys the signal.
Yeah. We're going to see our local players, Wyatt and Curtis, battle it out. Both playing relatively unfair Magic decks. And Wyatt's been trying to figure out this new Vengevine deck. He's trying to figure out, tweak it, get a little aggressive with it.
He's real high on it. He's even played it in Legacy, same list, just with duels, and he almost played it at the no ban list Modern Tournament last week, and I made him play Hypergenesis instead.
Good. We're gonna see Wyatt lead off here on a turn 1 Swift Spear. He's gonna need to adjust his life total because I do believe he took 3 for that. Curtis is with Botanical Sanctum with Draw Go.
No Glistener Elf this time.
Yeah, probably sitting on Blighted Agent. We didn't see a Serum Visions or anything like that, like some of the new Infect decks have begun to adopt.
They're playing Serum Visions?
Yeah, well, they kind of have to work through, since they have a less aggressive game plan with Probe and some of this other stuff, they have to naturally look for cards that help them protect their creatures,
right,
and their answers for the setups. So cards like Distortion Strike or even Disrupting Shoal.
Okay.
And you can also pitch Serum Visions to Disrupting Shoal, so that helps out a little bit.
Just quickly replying to Matthew James Longwell, if that's something we could talk about, just send the store a message on Facebook or on Twitter, and we'll talk about it there. Thanks for your interest.
Yep. Why getting...
Is that the Neonate?
Yep, that's Insolent Neonate.
It looks a little... The color looks a little weird.
I think it's because it's foiled.
Okay.
Those foilings had a little bit of different color saturation. Curtis, not with a very impressive start here. Just land, go.
He's at 18. He's been hit by that Swift Spear twice.
Get him. Ooh, the Spell Pierce on the Cathartic Union. That's
I like it.
Real strong.
Still an uncounterable way to get cards into the bin. Much like Collective Brutality.
Yeah, but it still ends up being several for one.
Yeah, it seems fine.
He does get a Prowess trigger off it though, so we're gonna send in the Goon for 2.
So he's at 16. Curtis. Yep. Now here's there we go. We did it.
Yeah, and in case it wasn't clear, Curtis is playing Infect. You can tell by that Infect counter that he's already slid up on the table there. Just hanging it out.
Yeah.
Well, luckily there, Disordia, Wyatt was... I think is that a Vengevine? Discarding a Vengevine and extra land, presumably.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
I think this deck can get by on 2 to 3 lands pretty easily.
Yeah, I like the Jund version where you just start cycling Neonates and cycling Street Wraiths and trying to set up Death Shadows as a backup plan and everything.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Todd Anderson tried it a little while back. He's just like, let's play the best removal spell.
I think one of the best things in Modern's favor is that you can still brew.
Yeah. You've got to be aggressive with it. Like, you have to be doing something real strong or trying to do something real broken.
When I was pushing Modern on this store, and a lot of people wanted to brew instead of net deck, I always told them, kill by turn 4 or prevent your opponent from killing you by turn 4.
Yeah, that's a good way to... It's a real strong way to think about it. You either have to have a lot of interaction in the first 4 turns, or present a clock where if your opponent doesn't interact with you in the proper manner, it just spells trouble.
Yep. Speaking of spells trouble, here's a lightning bolt.
Yep, we're just getting a little extra value. Wyatt giving Curtis the opportunity to block with his Blighted Agent there before firing off the lightning bolt upstairs. We're not going to Spell Pierce this.
I think he's fine with the block if it happens, because that's...
Yeah, just giving your opportunity, your opponent an opportunity to make maybe a poor choice.
Yeah.
So Curtis is just going to take some damage and pass. He leaves a Spell Pierce to rot in his hand there. There's got to be a reason for that, though.
Huh. I don't know.
Can't quite make out all of Curtis's cards, so we have to assume that he has a plan.
Yeah, and Infect is not an autopilot deck. very thought intensive, so you're never really quite sure what's going on in the player's head when you're up here in the booth. Up here, sitting on the clouds, it looks like everything looks peachy and you should be able to pick out the perfect play every time, but you're never sure exactly what the player's thinking about. Alright, so here's an animated Inkmoth Nexus.
Send in the goon or the bug. Bzz. Bzz.
Yeah. Curtis may be looking at pump spells, and he may have saved that Spell Pierce to protect a pump spell, or to guard against a burn spell right here. Yeah. Because responding with a Lightning Bolt...
Oh, we're just gonna pitch draw.
White might be hoping to draw a Lightning Bolt there, which could be a good target for Spell Pierce. We have a bunch of mutagenic growths. Alright, so here's the attack. Here's the first mutagenic growth. This takes Curtis down to 14.
Well, this one's basically free. If we didn't get a bolt on the ground spell there, or the Might of Volcrosa. So we know this one's getting
12, excuse me. Alright, so he's just going to take it. Mm-hmm. And that's 7.
Yep,
yeah,
7
impact.
Inkmoth Nexus has always been the most reliable threat in the Infect deck. You might make
especially in Modern with no Wasteland.
Yeah, you might make an argument for Blighted Agent with no blocks, but he's 2 mana, he dies.
Yeah.
Not opening yourself up to sorcery speed removal is really useful.
Although the Legacy version has crop rotation, so you can do surprised Inkmoth Nexus end a turn. That's always scary.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's Become Immense.
Trying to play around the Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
So this ends up being for 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
It's not lethal, though.
No, it's a whole bunch of damage.
It's lethal with a Lightning Bolt.
Here's Spell Pierce, which White is going to have to shock himself to pay for this, at least.
Yeah.
Down to 16.
He might have one more basic.
Yeah, he has 2 mountains, so he's going to 16 to pay for this. And Curtis is going to take the damage and go to 4.
Yeah, this does give Curtis an opportunity to untap with Wyatt's shields completely down. Only have to basically has to find 1 pump spell.
Yep. And
pump
there
spell.
It is.
It didn't matter what pump spell it was.
Nope, it was any of them were good.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Curtis Taylor taking this match, or the first game of this match, excuse me.
What kind of sideboard options are you looking out of the Vengevine deck?
I really don't know, to tell you the truth. It's a new deck. I've seen it on camera 3 or 4 times, but... Alright, so we have Ancient Grudge.
Ancient Grudge is good. It's a good way to deal with Inkmoth Nexus. We also have Blood Moon.
Oh yeah, Wyatt has a funny story about having to buy these Blood Moons for this deck, and he's not a fan of Blood Moon. Roast, also Kozilek's Return.
So what's
I mean, I guess
story?
he hates Blood Moon, but he really likes this deck. I mean, to the point where he's playing it in Legacy, no banless Modern. So, in order to play this deck, he purchased Blood Moons, and he just describes it standing up at Gaming Dungeon across the counter from Anthony, like holding his money and like, oh my god, I don't want to buy Blood Moons. I hate Blood Moons, which I sympathize.
I don't know. Sometimes, like, if you like the deck around it and you like what it's doing,
you could also just play the deck without Blood Moons.
Yeah, that's a pretty good option.
But Blood Moon does happen to win a game here and there.
True.
So
I
don't fault Wyatt for wanting to play the most competitive version of the deck.
It's true, especially when you're still trying to work out what's good and you really need to test what's going on. Curtis might bring in some graveyard hate. He knows Wyatt has Vengevines, even though we only really saw 1 there. Might have something like a Relic of Progenitus. Wyatt Blood. Ooh, the shade. The shade underneath the Blood Moon. You might see something like a Relic, or even the new 3-mana Nissa that allows you to just generate little tokens to block and buy you some time.
The Oath of the Gatewatch one?
Yeah. I forget. Do you remember her name?
No, I don't. She was in a dual deck.
Yeah, but it's the one that's green and 1 for Planeswalker.
+1, make a 1/1 plant guy.
Take down, but counters on a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And then her ult is draw cards equal to like the number of lands you control, or something like that. So you have an opportunity to draw basically Ancestral Visions.
Yeah.
So It's on suspend, right? You gotta tick the Planeswalker up a few times, but
yeah, you're right, Ryan, but that's too easy. I mean, like, you're Wolf, and you love Blood Moon, like Howl at the Moon, like, it's just too easy.
Oh, Wyatt Shady Moon, yeah.
Well, Ryan's in the chat says,
oh yeah.
Blood Moon should be his nickname, but because he's Wolf, it's just too easy.
Yeah,
that's like calling me like Leprechaun
or me Brain.
Yeah, like it's too easy.
I don't know. Gotta be a little bit more creative than that, guys. So, is this the time that are we rooting for Vengevine, or are we rooting for Infect?
You know what? I'm a big fan of the card Vengevine, but this deck specifically doesn't tickle me much. I mean, I guess it's just because it's so non-interactive, and it's just like lay a guy, attack.
Yeah. You do have some of the busted draws where you just put up a bunch of hollowed ones and you have like 12 power on the board.
Which is really cool on camera, but it's nothing that I would aspire to do myself.
Well, while our players shuffle up here for game 2, we're going to try and come up with more and more exciting nicknames for Wyatt. Also known as Rick Jones, apparently. Some Rick and Morty references in there. I'm sure those will be good.
Never seen a single episode. It's on my to watch list.
Put it at the top. What else is in front?
I'm finishing up Iron-Blooded Orphans right now. I have like 15 more episodes to go, and then I'm done. And then I'm back on the Star Trek train.
That train never ends. You can put that one on the back burner.
It's been on the back burner for about a year.
Put it back on the back burner. Rick and Morty. It's topical. It's new. It's hip. It's awesome.
I haven't not watched it, not because I don't want to, just because I haven't.
That's an infallible argument. Why haven't you done it? Because I haven't yet.
Yeah, because I haven't. I also don't have a way to watch it at the moment without buying it.
Well, Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Do you have internet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. AdultSwim.com. Go for it.
Oh, I guess I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that involves effort.
Oh my gosh, Ryan, with the excuses, like that's like the least amount of effort.
No, because I have to like plug my computer into the TV and.
Can you just play it on your computer?
Oh, I hate watching TV off my computer. Like the screen's like this big. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
Fine. We're watching as Curtis sit here and Mulligan's down to.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that I've been on a Star Trek kick a little bit lately because Discovery comes out soon. Not that I'm going to watch that either. Thanks a lot, CBS. Crockery.
What do they do now?
It's not being broadcast on television. It's only on their
subscription-based nonsense.
And it's not even like you have to buy Star Trek. You have to pay for their streaming service to watch it.
That's awful.
It's going to be the most pirated television show in the history of television.
Yeah, that's why Game of Thrones stopped doing that kind of stuff. Wyatt with one of the strongest leads you can have here.
Lavamancer.
Yep. The only way it could have been better if he just kind of thrown out the Neonate's going to seal it for that purpose. The fetch to kind of start feeding that Lavamancer is good, but that Neonate's going to help out there anyway.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's the worst decision by CBS. It's so money oriented.
It's a bad one.
Yeah. Curtis Taylor cracking arguably the best fetch land.
It's my favorite fetch land because green and blue is just like the two exact opposites. Like blue's in all the control decks and green's in all the creature decks, so Misty just gives you everything.
Ooh. Sean, you played Counter's Company.
Yeah, and you also play this Vengevine deck, which has green. Now, Ryan, you don't play green, so you're allowed to say that.
You played Infect.
Once upon a time.
So Curtis, with the Spell Guide out here, looking to protect his threats, making it easy to protect that Ink Moth Nexus he has hiding underneath of that nice full art forest from Amonkhet.
Yeah, and since the Grim Lavamancer can only activate once per turn, the Spellskite will essentially just negate that.
Yeah, and unless he has a bolt, that Spellskite's also set up to just block forever.
Mm-hmm.
That Neonate is not getting in. even though that Neonate's job is not to attack.
But
he has Menace actually, so
yeah, I mean, like,
he gets around.
I tried to block a Neonate with a Baleful Strix, and I think Wyatt's exact words were "Nah, Menace, dog."
Yeah, we do have the roast here.
Roast.
Instead of roasting Wyatt, he's roasting that Spellskite. That's the best you're gonna get out of me for puns for the evening. I'm sorry.
Does Spellskite have his own Comedy Central special? Because he just got roasted.
You're just infinitely better than me. Always.
It's what I do.
Just add puns for days. Curtis just contemplating, sitting here in the tank, being as thorough as me, trying to figure out what plays he has available to him now that his Spellskite is gone and his Inkmoth Nexus has to go under the fire. Searching up probably our good old breeding. No, we're just going straight for basics. I have a feeling
is two basics common now?
Yeah, 2 basics is common, but the thing is, like, I feel as though Curtis has an idea of that Blood Moon existing, because otherwise,
It seems free to get the breeding pool there.
Yeah, like not necessarily free. Sure, you lose 2 life, but the fixing is just so good. Now, this attack is actually relatively safe because he's going to be able to protect it with the 1 mana, and if Curtis has another piece of interaction, this like fetch right now, while it's on the stack, a lot of players don't use this in Modern, but when the fetches are on the stack, just go ahead and use your pump
spells.
Yeah, just don't even open them up. Or if you want, if you have a clean line afterwards, you can still have your opponent commit to the line, which is always useful.
The best burn players I've always seen cast a lot of their spells in response to fetches.
Yeah.
I remember the first time someone ever Boros turned me in response to a fetch, and I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, you just gotta leave the mana available. Understand that sometimes taking the extra damage is better than losing the game.
Yeah.
So I think Curtis could have probably just like tried to main phase the Might of Volcrosa and then responded with the mutagenic. Now that would have opened him up maybe to lightning bolts, so still seems safe. We're gonna get in with a nice little menacing vampire for 1.
Yes.
Spicy.
14. Cannot block that.
Let's see.
Not a particularly fast clock from the Vengevine deck this game.
Yeah, considering when we opened up this game 2 conversation, we were talking about all the unfair things that Infect can do and that Vengevine wants to do. This has kind of been a really benign game. Like, just real slow pace, just 1 damage here, 2 damage there. Definitely not what I expected. And,
no.
And I think Wyatt's still sitting at 7 Infect from the last game.
Yeah, so pump spell, he has to kill this here. Alright, he's going to sack the Neonate in response, try and look for a bolt or something, some other removal spell.
We're going to shoot it.
Yep, but surely Curtis has a play for that. Yeah, so here's Blossoming Defense.
How much interaction does Wyatt have? Because I think we have a bolt left.
If he has a bolt, that should be good, unless Curtis has something else to do. Looks like he's going to hold priority after the Blossoming Defense and fetch. Or Wyatt probably just said he had the Lightning Bolt. Is that a...
That's a Botanical Sanctum.
Yeah, you cannot get that off of Mr.
I think,
Rainforest.
yep, Wyatt's got him. He's probably just looking down, seeing blue-green, and saying, yep, this is good. Let's put it in the battlefield.
Dang you, fast lands. All right, so I guess now, guys, build a stack. Do us a favor here. Build a stack. Or not. I think that was Curtis saying the Lightning Bolt was good. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so what happened there was we animated Inkmoth Nexus using 1 mana, leaving 1 and a blue open. We went for the main phase Might of Volcrosa that ate a Grim Lavamancer. Then we went for the Blossoming Defense with the Fetch Shock for the Breeding Pool, taking us down, tapped out of mana, which got another response from Wyatt with the Lightning Bolt.
Yep.
It's always a little tricky and dangerous to get involved in with Infect in combat, but when you do, they're generally a little bit out of gas for a while.
Yeah.
So Wyatt might be able to turn a corner here.
Grim Lavamancer makes it a little easier to do that.
Yeah.
It's like your free removal spell for the turn.
Yeah, Wyatt somehow is running low on cards to exile from his graveyard, considering
he's been flooding out. He's been flooding out here.
Yeah. Batterskull's no jit. Oh yeah, yeah. Lavamancer's no jit.
Oh yeah.
Lavamancer's also not like Liliana Last Hope, who's just at recursion, removal, and a threat. Just ends the game.
You're all about that tribal Lily deck now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Do you just want to like play Jund with 8 Lilianas?
I did it when you.
I know you did. I know. But now it's better.
When Last Hope came out, I could only find 3, so I just jammed 7 in my deck. Or all main board.
You should just put one. You should put one Liliana Vess in your deck. It's demonic tutor, man.
I can go get the other lilies.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
She's like the Liliana Lord that pulls out all the other
3-drop Lily, 4-drop Lily, 5-drop Lily.
What's the 4-drop? Oh, the Dark Realms?
Yeah.
That one you don't want to play that one.
But then it's like I could Tribal Swamps.
Yeah.
I could play Corrupt.
Yeah, I guess.
That one's for you out there,
Liliana Vest at least does stuff.
Hey, don't you harp on my lilies.
Yeah.
Veil and honestly though, the idea of having Veil beside Last Hope is a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
You know, have you given it really any other thought? Are there any other Planeswalkers you'd like to see side by side? Realistically, that is.
I mean, the only things I've heard are Chad's, Jace's, and Liliana's, realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many Planeswalkers actually have 2 different copies
that are good?
Good enough to see play.
Like, I feel for Modern, we're just sitting, as our players just kind of pass back and forth, just jockeying for a bit of a breakthrough here. I really think it's Liliana, because you see it show up in Jund decks, or just fair grindy decks. Hey, there's the Blood Moon.
Blue-white Gideon dot
Yeah,
deck.
Gideon. So you're going to see Gideon basically like 3-drop and 4-drop, probably.
That link could not be opened. Thank you for sending it, though.
3-drop and probably 5-drop.
And Ally.
Yeah, Ally's good, but the other 2 win the game and stall the game. Like, I don't think it does all the things you want.
I think Ally's the better of the 3. Just 2/2s for days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only one of those 3 that's played in Legacy.
It will make the 3-drop Gideon's emblem better, being able to have redundant Gideons out, so it's going to be harder to, turn the win the game feature back on. So we have a Blood Moon back into play. Luckily, Curtis had the forethought to fetch up his basics early in the game, so he can continue to play here unrestricted.
Yep.
It does make it more difficult for him to protect his things, because he's going to be out of extra blue and extra green.
So here's Blossoming Defense to counter that Grim Lavamancer, but then Wyatt just untaps and kill it. But we're on to game 3, so it doesn't matter. Whoa, so Curtis packs it up, and we are on to our 3rd game of this match.
Yeah, Curtis on the play here is going to be real strong. It opens up the powerful card Glistener Elf.
I played this deck one time, and I got both achievement unlocks in one tournament. I got the turn 2 kill on the play.
Glistener Elf. Was this modern version where you just
Modern.
back with probes and just
Well,
delve?
this was like 3 years ago.
Oh gosh.
Before the deck was even like really respected.
Right.
But I got the turn 2 kill on the play with Glistener Elf and the Noble Hierarch kill.
Oh yes.
So
but you didn't get the Dryad Arbor kill.
I don't think it was playing Dryad Arbor at that point.
Okay. Well, still, you got 2 of the cool ones, right?
Yeah, no, it was so like Glistener Elf, and then it was like Noble Hierarch, Might of Old Krosa, Mutagenic Growth, Mutagenic Growth, Mutagenic Growth.
Got him.
And then the Noble Hierarch, like my 7 was like land, Noble Hierarch, and 4 pump spells, including the blue one that makes them unblockable and has
Distortion
Rebound.
Strike. Yeah.
Yeah, so I killed him over 2 turns with Noble Hierarch unblockable.
Aggressive.
It was fun. I think I split that tournament.
So we have our players reconsulting their sideboards, looking for things that they may have missed game 1, or Curtis might be bringing in like a Crozen Grip to deal with Blood Moon. Now that he's seen it. Also, if I haven't seen any hollowed ones out of Wyatt, but if he is playing them, it still deals with the hollowed ones, so it's not a completely dead card.
No. And you never know like what kind of other enchantments and artifacts that your opponent boards in against you.
I always get real nervous game 3 when you like board in or you have that hedge card, and you're going into game 3 like you're on the play. Do you really want to be just sweating that card? Like,
yeah, like if it's in your opening hand and they maybe they don't even have the card, or if they boarded it out, and you're just making your turn 3 kill worse because you have that dead card in your hand.
Yeah, that dynamic's always real interesting to me, and I don't think enough players give it a lot of thought.
Well, it's not something I ever think about because I never play a deck where something like that would be relevant.
No, you're always on the fair stuff.
Yeah.
I respect it, though. Neither Reliquary is always going to be a good Magic card.
I don't know. There's a whole lot of threads. I saw a thread yesterday that the thread, it started, is Tireless Tracker just better? And I'm like, you shut up.
Oh, the Neither Reliquary?
Yeah. Ooh. Which I love Tireless Tracker. That
card's great.
Yeah, card's amazing.
Drawing cards.
Getting big.
Yep, just general.
I mean, it's definitely like the spiritual successor of Neither Reliquary.
It's probably as close as we're ever going to get back in Standard.
But I don't know. I just want to play both.
Oh, yeah, and then we do have the one thing that's skewing your mind with Knight are all those broken lands, Dark Depths, Scope Ranger, into the Thespian stage. Got him.
The one and only time I ever beat lands with Maverick is against this guy, and he had the combo on board, and he activated his Thespian stage, and I had Scrib Ranger Knight in play. And
you got him in response?
Well, I made my own Merit Lage. Like, I activated Knight, got Thespian stage, copied his Dark Depths, untapped Knight with Scrib Ranger, got a Wasteland, and Wastelanded his. So it was pretty awesome. All right, back into the game.
Yeah, back to the game. We're gonna see both of our players' strongest turn one, arguably their strongest turn 1 plays.
Yeah, because you just like the best White could do is like turn 1, Faithless, discard 2 Vengevines, and then turn 2 play creature, and then get 2 Vengevines. Yeah. Then hollowed one.
There's a lot of opportunity for this Faithless Looting to be just busted, but we'll have to see it for a second. Are we disrupting Shoaling? Is that where we're... Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
There's a Hollowed One and a Street Wraith. So it looks like we are going to see some cards here. Because that Hollowed One's about to cost nothing. We're going to discard a Faithless Looting and a Mountain. Cycle Street Wraith. And I believe Hollowed One's going to cost 0 this turn.
Oh my. So down to 17.
Yep. Oh, just a turn 1...
4/4.
Yep. Oh, that wasn't really that exciting. Not multiple Hollowed Ones or anything like that. Although Wyatt did find a really important part of the puzzle. That bolt.
Yeah. Lightning Bolt will be helpful in not dying.
Too bad it's those old whiteboard ones.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody can buy foreign black bordered Gross Fresh Lightning Bolts.
Those are pretty.
Or betas. Those are a wee bit expensive. All right, here's Distortion Strike. Oh. This is Curtis, his turn 2, right?
Yep, this is turn 2.
Okay, so he can't kill here.
Nope. With the Inkmoth Nexus down, unless he has an absurd number of
mutagenic growths.
Yeah, it's basically it's not something you ever play around. We do have Hootie McHoot coming to the party.
I like that card. So I saw a Rug Delver list recently that's called Unpushable Delver, where the only card that's targeted by Fatal Push is Delver. It's got Hooting Mandrills, Cryptic Serpents, and...
What is a Cryptic Serpent?
Cryptic Serpent is 6 blue, 5/5 trample. Costs 1 less for each instant or sorcery in your graveyard.
Oh, okay.
And then there's one other threat in the deck that you couldn't target with Fatal Push.
Mongoose?
Yeah, Mongoose, yeah.
Right, come on.
Of course. Well, I was so far out in left field looking for like spicy cards, I forgot about, the goose.
On a side, in a side event not too long ago, I played against a deck that it was just hexproof.deck. Every single creature it played could not be targeted. It was True Name Nemesis. It was some like Nimble Mongoose. There was some other 2-drop Shroud creature as well. It was like a 2/1. It was just all of these cards.
In Standard, I played Bant Hexproof.
Oh, you're a horrible human being.
which was Geist to Saint Traft, Invisible Stalker, Thrun the Last Troll.
Yep.
All the birds, plus Sword of War and Peace.
You're just going to make me angry.
All the swords, Sword of Feast and Famine, Increasing Savagery. That was a hell of a deck.
An abomination. We're going to see Wyatt being mana efficient here.
Abomination was in the zombie deck.
Oh my gosh. No. Wyatt being efficient here, using the Rose to take care of the Glistener Elf.
Yep.
So.
Poison Elf.
Yeah. Leaving that Bolt for a rainy day.
Inkmoth Nexus, sometimes the best card and the worst card in the deck. So much colorless mana.
Yeah, it's also super. It's not the most mana efficient creature that they have, right?
No.
Yet spend all the mana attacking with it, activating with it. Wyatt has Bolt and Kozilek's Return, so he's looking probably just to see if he can just attack for 4 more turns with this Hollowed One.
Yeah. Kozilek's Return. Oh, it's an instant. I keep forgetting it's an instant.
Instant and gets around all of the protections.
Yep.
So.
Pretty good.
That Apostle's Blessing that Curtis might draw into.
Yeah.
Not that useful.
Nope. Alright, so here's Might.
Yep.
So that'll make it 5.
Yep, so we're looking at 7 Infect here.
Yep. 2 Mutagen Gross? Nope. Yep. Alright, so we're at 7. So any pump spell gets them done for the next turn. But
yep, so pump plus protection.
Yeah.
So we're looking at mutagenic. Another double mutagenic is pretty strong against the light. Excuse me. It doesn't play around the lightning bolt.
No.
But it does play around the Kozilek's Return, depending on why it chooses.
Yep.
I think we're gonna start off.
But Wyatt needs a 3rd land, right?
Yep.
Okay, there it is.
Not anymore. We're probably just gonna send that Hollowed One in, though. We're gonna start there. Because that guy is not jumping high enough to block an Inkmoth Nexus.
He could have the Spider Silk Armor that gives all his guys reach. I actually don't even know if that card's modern legal.
It's probably from some recent draft set as well.
It's 1 green for an enchantment that gives all your guys +1 in reach. Sideboard tech against Delver and Pauper.
Sean actually brings up a good point. If Wyatt rips a Blood Moon, if he were to have ripped a Blood Moon this turn, it basically would be lights out against Curtis here.
Yeah. He'd have to draw a forest plus stuff.
But we're going to have to lean on this Lightning Bolt and Kozilek's Return.
Yep. Alright, so here it's an island.
Yeah,
Island is a new addition to the deck, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't play a lot of basic islands, but I mean, because of the higher influx of blue cards into the deck, so Serum Visions, Distortion Strikes.
Back when we had Infect on camera all the time, I believe it was 0 islands.
It was, yeah. It was just a lot more delve and a lot more aggressive.
Okay, so Inkmoth Nexus.
So Wyatt gets to play around Spell Pierce here, but probably not any like Vines or.
Well, it depends on if he goes for Kozilek's Return or the Lightning Bolt. Yeah,
it's weighing, playing around Vines, playing around Spell Pierce, playing around.
Rewinding, it looks like.
Yeah, just making sure we're cleared what part of combat we're in here. Oh gosh, Curtis, come on. Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
All right.
I think it's actually attacking this time.
Yay! It's been declared. All right. No effects. Up to 8. Looks like I think he has a pump spell in hand, but he didn't want to push it.
Post combat Noble Hierarch. I think he's just trying to bluff Wyatt out here a little bit.
Yeah. There's a cage.
Yep.
Which is fine. All right. So here's. Yeah, but I mean that's just gonna 1-for-1 with the Noble Hierarch.
No, it gets the Inkmoth Nexus. It's still.
Oh, because it's still a creature. Yeah. But I mean, Curtis still has a threat. But that was a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and this gives a nice 2-for-1. It's mana denial because it takes the Inkmoth Nexus and the Noble out. And Wyatt still has a Lightning Bolt. Curtis has 1 card left.
It's looking good for the hollow one.
Sometimes I wonder if you're proud of yourself when you come up with the puns.
Yes.
Wyatt, Hollowed One. Wyatt ripping another I wonder how many removal spells that we've seen here have all come from the sideboard.
All of them, except for the bolts.
Probably.
4.
4.
And 2 more turns for Curtis Taylor. The doom clock is ticking.
1 more turn. We have Hootie McHoot.
Oh
Hootie.
my. We need Frost Breath. We need a whole bunch of Simian Spirit Guides and a Frost Titan. That's his out.
The alternate route. I mean, I think
How does Wyatt beat a Frost Titan?
I think it's still live here. Ink Moth plus like immunogenic plus protection.
Yep. Go.
Yeah, we have to check and see. Do you have it?
Yep.
1's not enough. I don't bolt here at 1.
No, you don't bolt until they cast something.
This is gonna be shields.
Now
down.
you bolt.
Yep.
And that's it. Wyatt
That's
Garen
the
gets this
match.
one 2-1. Good match. We've had some good choices tonight.
Blood Chief Ascension was pretty great.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to top round 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I don't think we're going to top round 1.
If the Rakdos Charm had happened, you're right. But I'm still hoping.
Yeah,
I'm still hoping.
You can hope. All right, we'll be back, guys, with round number 3. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, welcome back to Friday Night Magic. This is our round 3 feature match. Once again, I'm Ryan O'Loughlin, and in the booth with me tonight I have Mr. Brian Huffman.
Hi guys.
Tell us about what we're looking at.
We're looking at.
I ended a sentence with a preposition. I hate myself.
Oh gosh, that was aggressive. Well, we are watching one of the premier decks of Modern play against a very stubborn Russell Morehouse, wanting to continue to play his favorite deck despite the banning of a key card.
Well, I think I don't disagree with like sticking with your deck, and I still think Infect is good.
I mean, it's FNM, right? It's Modern. People play what they want to play. People play the decks that they are either most familiar with or have the most fun with.
I think he doesn't have like a lot of Modern decks built either.
No, but you know that can't stop him. Like
if he wanted to, yeah, he could build whatever he wanted.
Yeah. And again, this is FNM. We're here to have a little bit of fun. Although, I mean, the stakes may be a little higher. We are hunting for the elusive Fatal Push.
Yep. We are giving away 5 per event.
Yep. So we're looking at Bob playing the premier deck, potentially. You could call it the Tier 0 deck of Modern. Right now it's kind of shaping the format, dictating what other decks can live within the meta. Taking what looks to be a Scry on a Mulda 6 on the draw. So this is going to be interesting for Russell. The Shadow deck gets to operate on all of the axes against the Infect deck. If you were to play out a threat on turn 1, there's a high chance it could get pushed before there's any protection available.
I can't wait to go downstairs and tell Russell to play his lands behind his creatures.
Oh gosh.
Kurt usually gets to do it.
I'll let you. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm going to.
You also have all the natural discard available, and in Thoughtseize, being able to take just about any card, relevant card, except for Inkmoth Nexus in Russell's deck.
Yeah.
And the Inquisitions that can have it too.
Yep.
Plus, you have Mainboard Colligan's Command.
Oh.
That can get all the things.
Shock your Glistener Elf, shatter your Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah, or just get the Noble Hierarch.
Yeah.
Let's not even be greedy.
Who knew? 2-for-1s are good.
Yeah, right? So Bob's here doing a little bit of sequencing to see as many cards as he possibly can.
Should be 15.
Yep. He's going to fetch 13. Out the land so he has fewer in his deck. He's going to cycle the Street Wraith to find some interaction. And start off with a Thoughtseize.
Blossoming Defense, Glistener Elf, something, Mutagenic Growth, Pendlehaven?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I don't know what the middle card is right here.
Oh. The glare makes me think it's a...
Misty?
It's either a Misty... Yeah, I think it's a Misty Rainforest.
Okay. Yeah, it is. When I saw that Pendlehaven under the glare, I thought it was a Glimpse of Nature. I was like, it can't be that for a couple reasons.
Sure. So Bob was able to sequence all of his cards there to draw as many as possible, so he had all the information what his hand was good for.
Yeah.
And be able to choose a card with Thoughtseize. He probably also has a Fatal Push if he's taken the one piece of protection that Russell has.
So I've adjusted to Expeditions and Masterpieces with the one exception of when they're on camera.
It is a little bit weird, and sometimes like you're not used to seeing them from that far away, so you just don't get used to it.
They're GP Legacy cover or GP Vegas coverage of their Legacy GP. There's a guy who had multiple Masterpieces in his deck and invocations and all that, and coverage literally said, I don't know what that card, and they didn't have a spotter, so they had to get a spotter to go to the table to find out what the card was.
Wow.
It was a Vindicate.
I feel like they would be ready for that.
Yeah.
We're going to cycle another Street Wraith, I believe we just drew.
Russell, you don't know how hard you just drew and crushed me right now.
He did flinch.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was a flinch.
Kurt makes a real big deal about it. It's funny. Especially with Kazu. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. So Bob cycling a little bit down, gets to 11 to play a nice little 2-2. It's not the most exciting Death Shadow. Well, we're going to get a little
4-4.
I feel like you might want to cycle there in case you draw the interaction that you want. Looks like Bob's sitting on a 1-lander here.
Yeah, I mean, because he could just die here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terribly likely, but very possible.
Oh yeah. That's the appeal of playing Infect, right? Like you just have your opponents always on edge.
Yeah, I mean, like my results always got better against Infect when I just relax. Just like if they have it, they have it. You
choose certain times to tap out, and you say, all right, if you have 4 cards to kill me this turn,
yeah,
you have 4 cards. But when I untap, you're gonna have a hard time.
2 in Legacy, but
Yeah. Yeah, but you got Force of Will to fight and Daze and other stuff, so
sometimes.
not so much the Charlos deck.
No.
I feel like that's never been a great matchup. You just really hope to find
I've
Baleful
actually
Strix.
my Infect results are pretty positive. I think they're on the north side of 50. All right, so here's Inkmoth Nexus.
Getting a little frisky. It's only 3 Infect. It's not too much.
Yeah.
This is the one that like you take a couple hits and try and go for the post combat, but right now Bob's looking very, very benign. Not very threatening after cycling all these street raids and finding no lands.
There's the Fatal Push.
Yeah,
but
we do have some mana up, and you really want to save it for the Inkmoth Nexus, and even then Russell's going to have some untapped mana to fight with it.
So he's in a bit of Bob is in a bit of a tight spot here. So might as well just
go for the Thoughtseize.
It gets I'm assuming that's Spell Pierce.
That's a Spell Pierce. Russell seemed to take into expeditions randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Used to claim that foils were ugly, and then suddenly, has to fight against it.
Well,
now they're pretty.
He doesn't like them because they're foil. He likes them because they're whatever it is that they are. All right, so here's Death Shadow in for 4, taking Russell down to 12.
Yep. This will allow the Glistener Elf to get in too.
Yeah.
So.
No blocks.
And the Penalhaven, so we're looking at 3 on board.
One of these creatures is a 2/2.
Gonna have to ask Russell to change dice here in a minute so we can know. I realize we know he's at 3 Infect.
Yeah, just use the larger dice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's not too bad though. Do you want me to go ahead and go remind him, or do you want to do it?
We'll do it in between games. All
right.
Yeah.
So we're about to send in the clowns here.
Here goes Inkmoth Nexus.
So we're getting into, so we're up to 5 Infect.
Yep.
Looks like the Glistener Elf's just on chump block duty.
Mm-hmm.
Like once that shadow gets large enough and gets scary enough here. We draw another Thoughtseize. Bob, not like this.
All the Thoughtseize.
See, like, I don't mind seeing like the Mana Screw games when they're involved from Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you've been Wastelanded 3 times,
because that costs your opponent 3 cards.
Yeah, and 3 land drops.
Yeah,
they're not doing much of anything either.
Nope.
Like those games are kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
But the ones where it's just like you're kind of stuck, you've cycled through, you've drawn like 9 cards and still haven't found the second land.
Stifle really sucks, but your opponent, it's a card. Like,
yeah.
It costs them an entire card. All right,
so this is frisky in combat, though. This is where I don't want to get...
No, because here's Vines and kicked, too, so...
Knowing that he doesn't have to play around days or nothing.
Yeah.
So this is going to be...
Yep, that's it. So Russell's going to take this one.
Do you want to go down and chat with Russell and make sure that he knows to use the larger dice?
Why don't you go ahead? I'm going to look up something real quick.
All right, be right back.
I'm going to look up what my win percentage against Legacy Infect is. We will be right back, guys. We're just Mr. Huffman's going to step downstairs to make sure that our participants know to use the large dice that we can see on the camera. And I'm going to get into my Google Docs and look at my spreadsheets. So I'm wondering what exactly my win percentage against Infect is. Because that's what we do. Hiya! I thank everybody for watching. Maybe while we have some dead time here, I'll tell you guys about the last time that I went skiing in Egypt. We didn't get a whole lot of skiing done, but it was still a fun trip. Infect. Oh, 50%. 50%. I only played against it 4 times. 2 wins and 2 losses. That's okay. That's alright. I'm just going to go ahead and delete some junk mail too while we're here. Hey, did you guys know that my MasterCard is expiring soon? And Patreon wants to thank me for supporting some patrons. Or sorry, some artists. I support 2 different people on Patreon. And SurveyMonkey also is emailing me to know that I got some new responses to my survey. Speaking of which, our show This Week of Four Horsemen has a survey, and you can find the link on our Facebook page, our Twitter account, or our Instagram. So you should go, if you watch the show, or if you don't, you should watch it. But you should take the survey, answer a few questions, help us improve the show. Let's see, Discover is letting me know that they got my payment from this morning, and AT&T is also letting me know that they got my payment from this morning. Now let's go into my social folder. Twitter, I got a notification saying that Bradley Rains tweeted. He's the gentleman who does all the music from Loading Ready Run. And then I got an email from YouTube.
I had a judge call.
Okay. And I got an email from YouTube letting me know that there is a new episode of Crap Shots featuring the new Moonbase. We'll have to check that out.
You can watch that after you finish watching Rick and Morty.
Okay. Crap Shots are less than a minute long, though.
Okay.
It is 50%. I've only played against Legacy Infect with Shardless 4 times, and I've won twice and lost twice.
What is your worst matchup?
My worst matchup, I have a 0% win rate against
It's 12 post.
12 post Check Pile, which I've only played once.
Sure. Aloran.
Aloran with the red splash. 4-color Delver, which I've only played once. Enchantress, I have a 0%
Those
win rate.
matchups actually way more even than I would have expected.
But that's not typical of a Shardless player. That's just because I play against elves all the time. Every time. I have 0% win rate against Legends Miracles and Tenfins. Spreadsheets are fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still shuffling, so we're going back to the spreadsheet. So I have...
No, here, I got one for you. The judge call.
Okay, yeah.
So, our good friend playing Red Black Control.
Yep.
Went ahead and attacked with Call.
Okay.
Against the Ad Nauseam player with a Phyrexian Unlife.
Attacked with a mountain?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Attacked with a mountain with Phyrexian Unlife out.
Okay.
That mountain took him to 0. So he doesn't die.
Okay.
Second main phase. Shrine of Burning Rage. For 10.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
They had... no one around had ever been in a situation where lethal had been achieved post-combat due to, a random artifact with 10 damage on it.
A random artifact with 10 damage.
Everybody was used to combat and then the second combat the next turn, so thinking that, intuitively thinking it had to take a turn to pass.
Right.
But, when you have an artifact that says deal 10, you don't have to wait.
Right.
Just a phase.
Yep.
So, do we have any mulligans, or are we just finished sideboarding?
I don't know. I was looking at my spreadsheet.
Aw, the spreadsheet's probably exciting.
Yeah.
Bug,
I like it.
You don't ever lose to Bug Delver, apparently. Good lord.
No, I have 100% win rate. Yeah, I have 100% win rate against Bug Delver, and that's across 6 matches. It's a really good... Just Delver in general is a really good matchup for Shardless.
Baleful Strix.
Baleful Strix, Abrupt Decay,
Bug Delver didn't until they had Fatal Push. You don't really have a
clean
efficient way to remove all of the Baleful Strixes. Maybe the first one, but not the second, third, and fourth one. Good lord.
And I've played 4. I've been playing 4 for the past year and a half.
I think that card's incredibly good. It's I think honestly, it's the glue that holds the check pile together.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so Bob's on the play. He is down to 17 off of Fetch Land and a Shock. Serum Visions, I'm going to say top bottom.
Yeah, maybe. So that Street Wraith is probably actually what he drew with that Serum Visions. A lot of times you see players sequence Fetch, Shock, Street Wraith, then Visions to see the most number of cards possible.
Yeah.
But we're going to be looking at that. We're going to see a nice old school wooded foothills. Onslaught, yep. Come down for Russell. Find himself some basics. Just preserving his life total here. There's no Blood Moon.
No. Grixis and Blood Moon, not a usual thing.
Not anymore. Like you had those weird Grixis, like the control decks back when the Grixis control first started showing up with the Delve creatures.
I've seen like Blue Moon lists that like splash black for something.
Fatal Push now.
Yeah, probably. Why are you splashing black? Oh, never mind. You're probably just doing it for Fatal Push.
Alright, so we're going to main phase Thought Scour.
Turning over Thought Scour and Death Shadow. But don't worry, he has Kolaghan's Commands in his deck.
Yeah, what we're looking for here is probably just to hit another land. so that we can continue to deploy threats. That's probably going to fetch land and go straight into one of my favorite creatures in all of Magic.
Gurmag?
Gurmag Angler.
The old zombie fish.
Good old zombie fish. Doesn't die at a Victim of Night, never will die at a Victim of Night.
So the new 1 green for a 3/3.
Oh, the Merfolk?
Yeah.
The Merfolk Nacatl?
I was listening to Leaving a Legacy this morning, and they were saying if that guy was printed in like 2012, that would be instantly playable in Legacy. But now Gurmag Angler is now the bar, and that guy does nothing in a Gurmag Angler world.
That's true. It's kind of crazy that in a world full of Tarmogoyfs, like 2 mana, like 5/6s or 4/5s, that Tarmogoyf just has gotten bad. It really is like Gurmag Angler and Tasigur. Like there are very few Tarmogoyf decks out in the world anymore. It's just it's a $100 piece of cardboard that just doesn't do as much.
I haven't seen it in Modern hardly at all. I've seen it a little more in Legacy because it's still good because there's so many combo decks.
Yeah, you still see it's still just another cheap, efficient threat.
Yeah.
And when you're playing bug colors, like you get to play with them. I've seen Tasigur start to show up in Legacy despite
which I still hate.
Existing.
I still hate that.
Yeah, I don't mind Gurmag Angler again.
No, Gurmag Angler's great, but I used to play one of Tasigur and Shardless Bug, and the first time it got Karakas bounced, I'm like, nope,
we're done.
Yeah, and he also just loses against Tarmogoyfs and Gurmag Anglers.
Quickly.
Yeah.
This little black uncommon, or common even, is just...
Oh yeah, he's common. He's real good in Pauper.
Yep, great in Pauper, great in Legacy, great in Modern. It's funny, there's these cards that just mechanically never show up in Standard, but end up being some of the best cards across Eternal formats.
I saw Tasigur got a little bit of Standard play, but...
Yeah, he definitely got some Standard play.
He was in the Jeskai Black deck.
Yep, he definitely got some Modern play. Showed up in Jund a lot. Never flips to Bob, just doesn't actually happen.
Whoa, hey guys, I just put the Twitch chat back up. So all of those comments that you guys made, I didn't see them till just now.
Yeah, Victim of Night. It was relevant once, and it was a great story, and yep, that's all that matters.
I remember it getting a little bit of play before Fatal Push was a thing.
Yeah, you would see it in a lot of like black control decks that just didn't want to terminate.
Like the straight black green deck.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here's Gurmag Angler, taking Russell down to 14.
Yep, send it in. It's such a fast clock. I mean,
yeah
you have to do a little bit of work to get them into your deck, but the cost reward's just so low, or so high rather.
Should probably bring the Facebook chat back up too.
I'll let you do that. One of my favorite cards I just want to see Bob rip here would be just Liliana Last Hope.
Do it. Do it now.
Just all of them.
Pretty good against Infect. Yeah, I'll fix that. We're in game number 2.
And it does require like tapping out, but that minus is permanent. So if the only way that Russell has to interact with it is a pump spell, as soon as we move to clean up, that creature's going to die anyway.
Yep.
Upkeep cannot respond to static effects.
Cannot.
So Russell's looking. We've got an Invocation, which is probably again another Spell Pierce. So Liliana's probably dead there.
Now I don't know all the invocations, but I'm pretty sure Spell Pierce is the only card in this deck that has an invocation printing.
Yeah, it's the most relevant one. We have 2 forms of protection with
Blossom Defense and a Vines.
Yeah.
Oof.
Spell Pierce.
Is that I want to say that's an Engineering Explosives, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, destroying all the creatures that cost 1
seems bad.
Yeah, especially
and he can only create 3 colors of mana.
3. Oh yeah, I guess white with
Bat.
Just be patient.
Sorry,
not you. I'm talking to Bob.
Okay.
Bob's looking at his cards and wants to get excited here.
Casting spells is fun.
Yeah, he does have Stubborn Denial, which is real strong. But I feel like you want to push the Stubborn the Spell Pierce and try and really choke Russell on resources here.
Yeah, because he only has essentially 1 threat.
Yeah.
And then you watch, Russell's going to kill him with Noble Hierarchy.
I mean, it's real. The Shadow deck, you know, Bob's already at 12. It's really just like 2 pump spells and a Noble just gets you.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here contemplating of whether or not we want to add another removal, another pump spell or what. Russell, remember to use a nice big die to make it easy for our viewers to see. Second main phase, we're going to deploy a relic. Yeah, that relic's a little slow for this Gurmag Angler, just going to say.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be alright against future Snapcaster mages and such.
It does allow him to kind of hedge and, you know, protect his hand against discard spells in a way.
Yeah, and you can assume that, generally speaking, your game's going to go long in this matchup.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised Russell didn't use the Noble Hierarch for some of the mana.
Mm-hmm. Because generally it might die, so you want to use it first.
Yeah, a spell like Kozilek's Return, you don't want to have to protect it.
I mean, maybe he wants to keep it open as a potential blocker.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of right now. So we're getting some red mana untapped. I feel like we're going to see Thought Scour.
Yep. Street Wraith and something.
Yeah, Street Wraith and probably a card that's not relevant because we have that relic.
Is that Staticaster? Now that's a home run.
If I'm Russell, I feel like you just he's worried about Bob deploying another Delve threat here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a weird timing with relic and Delve threats, and I think if you're past a few turns, you honestly either just play relic and crack it immediately, or you just do it when you have mana available and free. You stop worrying about the extra Delve threats because
or you need a card.
Yeah, you just don't have time. And it creates this weird dynamic where, all right, I let them untap, now they have it, and there's no way I can interact with it once they start. So, I kind of like just Bob sending in the big old zombie. I'm trying to put some more pressure on Russell's life total here.
Yeah, he, well, hold on. Where are we even at?
I'm not sure.
We're in draw step?
I guess we're in draw step because Bob has drawn a card.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Russell playing around another Delve threat, like you said.
Okay, so Bob had not drawn the card, it looks like.
Okay, so that was upkeep.
Yep.
I guess if your plan is to play around a Delve threat, you want to do it in an upkeep, so there's not. Yeah. Actually, I'm not really sure.
Nah, because
there's no stifle. Because there's no stifle. But here's is that Staticaster, which is just a straight home run here.
So I don't mind this because now he can decide whether or not if he wants to attack with the Gurmag Angler. I do think there's a little opportunity where a lot of people just fetch on the end step where you could have just could have got him.
Yeah, like wait for Russell to crack the Wood of Foothills, then cast the Staticaster and activate.
Yep, just it's got haste. It comes in the battlefield tapped and pointing at something.
Yeah.
But in this way, Russell's probably going to protect him and then have. Oh.
Okay, so here's we forgot we knew about the Stubborn Denial.
Yeah, it's still like one less card, but here we're just going to deny that. Pay for it, Russell. You gotta pay for the spells you cast, sir.
Oh, I don't want to walk down all those stairs. No, so we're just letting it go.
There it is, Russell.
As long as he's not casting another spell off of it.
No, that's true. Oh, Russell's graveyard should be exiled. That's actually relevant.
Yeah, that is, but
I will get that.
Thank you, Ryan.
I'll be the Gopher.
Gopher, my second least favorite character from Winnie the Pooh. Find out who my least favorite character from Winnie the Pooh is after these messages. What messages are those? I don't know. I was thinking about doing one of those commercials from the radio from Grand Theft Auto 3, but none of those are appropriate. There is a Gopher. Yes, he is a second tier character. He's not in every episode.
What happened? Did I leave and now we're talking about Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, because you said you'd be the Gopher, and I said that Gopher's my second least favorite character from Winnie the Pooh, and Sean's not familiar with Gopher. I said he's not.
Oh, he's angry.
Yeah,
he's always grumpy.
Yeah, he always like hits his. He's like burrowing, and you see the dirt, and he hits his head on stuff.
A rock.
Yeah, like usually a rock or a tree.
Yeah, or Pooh's like honey.
Yeah, his honeypot. Yeah. All right, let's stop talking
I
about
feel like we've gone down the rabbit hole.
Oh! That was good. Or got stuck in it, rather.
I'm just trying for you, man. I'm just trying for you.
No comment on your Christopher Robin comment. All right, back to the Magic. We got a second Glistener Elf.
Bob finding a lot of lands, very different from the last game.
Yeah.
Seeing if... What do we got? What do we got?
Lots of lands, and it's that Staticaster that's going to be kind of trigger happy here. So with the Staticaster, you want to activate it on your turn? Or at the end of Russell.
Or this.
Oh.
So this puts the priority in Russell's court. Also, he's already short on land or spells. So this really forces, like, if he wants to protect it, it basically means both the cards in his hand are going to end up gone.
And Bob did discard a card to this, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to make him reveal his hand as well.
Yeah, this is Duress Plus.
All right, so here's Spell Pierce.
Sure, we're going to pay for that.
Yeah, I would imagine you just want to pay them mana here because it's a 2-for-1. Well, no,
well, you also
not really, but...
You get to take whatever card is in Russell's hand here. So you get to... if you pay for this, you get perfect information. You have the Staticaster on lock. And... maybe just activate the Staticaster. And then Russell's basically on drawing cards.
Yep. So, all right. So there's a Misty. But that also means he has nothing.
Yeah. So you can take two different routes here. Because Bob's only sitting at like 2 or 3 infect here. You could just kill the Noble. Deny mana.
It's 1 damage, right?
Yep. It's 1 damage. So you kill the Noble Hierarch. It makes it so it's less easy for Russell to activate the Inkmoth Nexus. Yep. And... You know,
10 for 5.
Yeah.
Here's the block. Now Russell's on
forces
nothing.
the block.
Yeah.
So basically, Russell has to draw Dismember. Now.
That's a 4/4. That's a 4/4. All right, so that takes it to game number 3. Bob has managed to drag this into game 3, as the Grindy Grixis deck typically does. 1-1.
What did you do? Why are you Googling? Why?
No, yeah, we're good.
Ryan.
What?
Ryan, I leave you for a minute, and this is what you do.
There's a good reason for that. Do you want to know the reason that I often do the things that I do?
What's that?
Well, you have to hold on a second because I gotta click a couple more buttons.
I was playing along, Ryan. I didn't think.
You want to know the reason?
Yeah. What is the reason that you do the things you do?
Aliens, man. Aliens. Straight aliens. Bye, poo.
In case anyone's wondering what Ryan is laughing at, he is currently going through Winnie the Pooh memes. And some of these are terrifying.
Most of them, actually. Ugh. Ugh.
Look at all the bothers I give.
Just 0.
Think. I hope we're entertaining some of you guys out there.
I'm entertaining myself. Can't read that one. Can't read that one.
Oh goodness! What does chat have to think of Ryan's sudden obsession with Winnie the Pooh?
I've actually never been like a 17 players tonight, which I'm happy with considering there's a Grand Prix 4 hours away.
Yeah, we had a couple people go out to that.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like our players have some cards in their hands.
Yeah. We always got to find a Dr. Evil.
That is what Lincoln Baxter refers to his deck as. That is the quote-unquote bug land control deck that made top 16 at Grand Prix Vegas.
Oh, sure.
He calls it Dr. Evil, which is more fun than saying bug land control.
Looks like Russell's starting off with Good old Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, once again, we have Infect on the play for Game 3.
Yep. Both decks just aggressive with their first plays, always having a lot of 1-mana options. Russell having access to Serum Visions again. Noble Hierarch, Glistener Elf, and Bob Ladansky looking for all the interactive spells. Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Fatal Push.
Yep.
Serum Visions, Thought Scour, all of these. Stubborn Denial. Let's see which one of these he chooses to deploy. We are going with Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize sees a very redundant hand from Russell. Double Blighted Agent.
Yeah, 2 Blighted Agents, Spell Pierce, Relic. You know what Blighted Agents look like?
I won't joke. I was not ready for that.
I wasn't either.
So that Spell Pierce probably means that Bob has some kind of high impact spell coming up here. Maybe Liliana.
Kulgan's Command.
Kulgan's Command would be great.
Really good against that effect.
We're going to plop out one of these two. Kozilek's Return.
Yeah.
One of these Blighted Agents.
That Kozilek's Return at instep after you attacked with an Inkmoth Nexus.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then they second main puts down some stuff. It's great.
Alright, here's another fetch. This is going to take Bob down to 12, presumably.
Yep. Always 12. Oh, that Static Cast is on the bottom of the deck, so we're not going to see that
Shuffle.
guy. Yeah, put that guy in there.
Russell does not want to see that card, but that's fine. All the times he cast it against me, so.
Yeah, the Noble Hierarch really opens up Infect to a lot of extra plays. The mana acceleration is really powerful. You're able to deploy extra threats, with still be able to protect your spells. What? Disordia, you have a problem with aliens?
Yeah.
We're gonna Thoughtseize again. Do we
God.
just deploy the Spell Pierce? Second Spell Pierce.
I mean, what are you protecting? The other Blighted Agent, I guess?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or Russell must have drawn...
He has a Relic and a Blighted Agent.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite worth it.
I don't know. Because I guess you assume your first threat's gonna die.
Yeah, so... Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
But see, leaving the Relic means that Russell does actually still get to keep a card.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Cantrips and interacts. So we're going to swing in here for 2. Probably play the Relic. Crack it. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Russell knows what he did.
Bob.
We're going to go ahead and...
Play the Relic.
Yep. And Russell's going to sit here just like he did a minute ago and try and figure out when he wants to crack it. Right away. Yep. So this doesn't get to play around discard, but I think it's the most efficient thing to do.
You might just draw a Glistener Elf.
Yeah, or land there.
Dryad Arbor. It's nice. Ugh, that makes that Kozilek's Return so much better.
Yeah, it's getting grosser and grosser, right? And you know he doesn't have the Spell Pierce anymore. So right here, you just main phase the hell out of it.
Yep.
Unless you want to get greedy and hope Russell just drops that Inkmoth Nexus.
Oh.
Triple LD.
Yeah.
Oof.
Probably wouldn't happen, but still. It'd be brutal.
So what are you looking at deploying here, Bob? I believe
he's got Death Shadow.
Yep, Death Shadow's going to come down as a 3/3 through that Blood Crypt. Sneakily. Not really a 3/3, by the way.
No. Because he's got that whole Scalding Tarn action going on.
Quietly puts it down. That takes us out.
Ooh.
See, I feel like...
Russell, don't let him push you around. Oh, he drew Blossoming Defense off the Relic. Alright, so here's the defense.
Yep.
We have a Stubborn Denial. No, because there's no...
We have it's a Thought Scour,
yeah,
but
he can pay for it.
I do feel like he actually can't, because he can just crack the fetch, right?
Yeah,
and the Dryad Arbor.
Russell couldn't pay for it, I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
I like reversing the order of those two, just, have your blue up just in case, but
yeah.
It's not too big of a deal here.
In for 2. Bob's going to fetch, taking himself down to...
Just 9?
Just 9.
Yeah, with the Dryad Arbor out, it's a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, the Noble Hierarch too, but yeah. You don't see a whole lot of basics on this side of the board.
Just generally 1, maybe 2 as the game really starts to draw out and you start dancing with that knife's edge.
Yeah. Just trying to preserve your life total a little bit.
Probably going to see an in-step Thought Scour here, quickly recovering from the Relic of Percentages. It's the other reason that it gets a little awkward sometimes. It's just how quickly they can rebuild with a single Thought Scour, just putting 3 or 4 cards in the bin from a fetch land.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see Bob here on tap, move to his draw step, hopefully looking to find, I don't know, just one of those haymakers we mentioned earlier. That Static Caster he shuffled back in. Last Hope. I'm still rooting for Last Hope.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strong card against Infect. It's a strong card against creature strategies.
Yeah. Little known fact, and this is widely known fact, kills Master Wave.
Oh yeah, it does.
Every turn.
Oh yeah, it does.
So does Kozilek's Return.
Yep, it's not red.
Yep. We now know you have a Snapcaster Mage, Bob. Nothing taps for Island and a blue and a something else in this deck.
Fatal Push with a Thalia out.
You got me.
Yay!
I'll let you be yourself.
Okay.
Get in there. Just frisky.
Come on. Get on there.
Frisky.
Hi-ya!
There you go. That Death Avatar coming across for 4.
7. Is that what its creature type is?
It's just Avatar.
It's just Avatar. Avatar is weird.
It's interesting, right? Like, it kind of imposes... You know what?
I think it'd be like a spirit Avatar or something.
Yeah, like Demon Spirit or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of Kamigawa style.
Yeah.
Well, can you name another Avatar off the top of your head?
There's a whole... The Inferno Titan dinosaur is an Avatar.
It is?
Yeah.
Can you name an old one?
An old one?
Mm-hmm.
Not off the top of my head.
Progenitus.
Oh yeah, he is.
Hydra Avatar.
Hydra! Cut off one head. 3 more, go back.
Yep, so that's going to be for 7, 8, taking Russell down to 9.
Do you ever, after a natural order for a Progenitus, do you ever yell Hail Hydra?
No.
You should.
No. In lieu of recent political things.
It's Hydra! I mean, like... Come on, it's comic books. People just... Never mind, we're not getting into that.
Nope.
Snapcaster and a Fatal Push on the Blighted Agent. And Russell's going to think.
Deep in the tank here.
Yep.
What could that other card be? Psst, psst. If it's Stammered, you're super dead.
Yep.
Go for it.
Go.
Get in there.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
Nope, those are all gone. Those are exiled, Russell.
Yeah, just like...
Aliens?
Yeah, just like... Beat me to it.
I haven't been up here in the booth with you for a long time, but
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun. At some point, you always say something silly, and you always make me laugh, and I enjoy it. Think. Ah,
okay.
It's dead. It's dead. It's
dead alien.
I didn't even look where your mouse was. You're just hovering over that.
No, just waiting. All right.
All right, Russell.
9 to 5.
Yep.
Their life totals are the average work shift for weekday employees.
Activating a different alien.
Yep. That one.
Fetch land down. All right. Looks like that. At least that Dryad Arbor is probably on blocking duty here.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
We are going down to 4. We are dead to Groundswell.
Do it.
On a Dryad Arbor.
Oh. That'd be the Rakdos charm of this game.
It would be. It would be.
Not as exciting as Rakdos charm.
We have an end step for a swamp, so I'm guessing Bob has a push.
Yeah.
Oh, a push or maybe
push to kill the Noble Hierarch. Or no, because
the Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah. You mean the Dryad Arbor?
No, just basic end step.
Just getting a basic.
Maybe he might have milled over a bunch of his fetches. That does happen occasionally in this deck. Yeah. He's also sitting with the Steam Vents in his hand, so.
All right, so here's Serum Visions.
Yep.
Go see what's up.
Oh, you're hiding it from us.
I'm so used to Legacy. Like I saw him grab that and put it straight in his hand. I'm like, what? That's not how Ponder works. Okay.
Yeah, Serum Vision's definitely the worst of the card manipulation spells available.
The bad trips.
Yeah, but again, best in Modern.
Yeah.
So.
Thought Scour looks pretty good here.
Yeah.
Just Thought Scour just doesn't work in every deck.
Right.
All right, here's a big ol' attack for 9. This is lethal. Russell's gonna block.
Yep, Russell's forced to block here. This attack kind of says to me that Bob really doesn't have anything, so
I want to say that he has a Steam Vince and a Fatal Push.
it's
No, it's a Thoughtseize. Okay.
Yeah.
How many cards does Russell have in hand?
1.
Yeah, it's probably
2?
not.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, not if it's just one. Definitely not if it's one. Maybe not if it's 2.
Well, he only went for a small amount last turn, and there's too many things here. He's only dead to like 1 or 2 cards, so, and is really only dead to like Become Immense.
Yeah. Which, you know, when you're playing against Infect, you just gotta, if they have it, they have it.
Yep.
Some games you can't win.
Yeah. We're just gonna go for it. He just went for it.
Down to 2. I assume. Yep. Yes, he's going down to 2. This is resolving. We're gonna see a Blossoming Defense, which is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm gonna Blossoming Defense your Death Shadow.
Sure. All right. Fetch on the upkeep, so to give Russell the best chance of drawing something good. Just playing the numbers here.
Yeah. With only being at 3 Infect, 4, 5, it's Become Immense now, or that Noble Hierarchs on Chump Block, which means you still have a couple outs, right?
Distortion Strike.
That's real good. Yeah.
Distortion Strike would be great.
Because then
Does
at least
he
it gets to come
play
back.
Distortion Strike?
He does.
Okay.
It's a slow roll.
You can see he wants it. He wants the Distortion Strike. All right, so here's Ink Moth. It's not. All right, in for 2.
2. You don't do anything. You know, we're hellbent here.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that takes him to 7 Infect.
Yep. And then you just gonna try and Chump Block for a turn, I guess. It's a Windswept Heath.
Yep. Russell gonna put his best poker face on and try to freak Bob out.
One of the few of us that actually plays poker.
Yeah. So here, I still think Bob can really only, unless he has a that.
All right, show us that Windswept Heath. Now this is a. Okay, there we go.
And Goons.
Yep.
Yep.
That'll do it.
Yep.
Bob takes this one 2-1. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And that is the match, and they run out most of the timer, so we will be back here for our 4th and final feature match. Thank you guys for watching. We will be right back. I'm gonna go eat food.
Thanks for keeping us company, guys. We'll see you in a little while.
Collected Company. And we're back. Image 8. On the very top. You gotta click on the eye. Click on the eye. There you go.
Hi guys, aliens.
Aliens. Bye.
Hey guys, we're back and we're bringing you our fourth and final round of Modern Hero tonight at Four Horsemen Comics and Games. We are going to be seeing Dredge versus a little bit of a brew.
It's 4-color, right?
Yeah, 4-color control.
No green?
No green. It
No
actually,
green.
with
Okay.
green.
With green.
Yeah.
So 5-color, or is it?
No, it's, when I said no green, I meant no, comma,
Okay,
green.
so no white?
No white. Yeah,
No white,
sorry.
okay.
That was way more drawn out than it needed to be.
No, it's fine. I assumed your punctuation was in a different spot.
It was pretty bad, but I went down and I quickly just kind of skimmed through the deck just to kind of figure out what's going on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob has some of the the best green cards. He basically took check pile.
Yeah.
And what equivalents he could brought it.
But without Pyroblast and Leovold and Baleful Strix.
Yeah, and he leaned a little bit more into the green.
Yeah.
So he's got red for cards like Terminate, Kolaghan's Command.
Red Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terminate, Kolaghan's Command, Olivia Voldaren is in his main board.
I'm down.
You'll
I
see
like it.
cards like Inquisition, the standard Jund style package, some Fatal Pushes, some Tarmogoyfs,
So it's kind of like
Snapcaster Mage.
kind of like Blue Jund.
Yeah, it's Blue Jund.
Okay. All right. So we've got Conflagrate, Copperline Gorge Mountain, and is that the one that dies and makes a 1/1?
Haunted Dead.
Haunted Dead.
So Haunted Dead, you can pitch some cards, pay a black and a 1, and it'll come back to the battlefield and bring a spirit with it.
Okay. So it looks like Joe was down to. Oh no, he had the Faithful Suiting.
This is really weird because we're seeing a Fetch, Shock, Inquisition. I feel as though, and an Overgrown Tomb. I feel as though this was
Jund.
like a year ago.
Yeah, you're channeling your Old Bay.
My old bay.
Your Old Bay. Oh,
So we're gonna dredge 5 here.
said-
That's a pretty weak dredge.
I said Old Bay. Now I want seafood.
Oh, but you have Chinese. That'll be okay.
Yeah.
We do have Bloodghast able to come back, but it's not gonna be. It's not hasty. It's not that exciting. And then I guess we're gonna bring back a couple of other cards along with that Bloodghast.
We've got a Prized Amalgam.
Yeah, as long as Joe remembers that
I
he's
don't know.
hiding underneath there.
That Bloodghast looks like he's from another
There
world.
we go.
Sorry. I'll stop.
No, you won't. Please don't. So at the end step, this prize Amalgam comes back. Jacob's probably best avenue to win here is just play an early Goyf and kind of just beat down.
Yeah.
Get there quicker than Joe. A lot
Right,
of these
'cause,
control decks kind of have a.
Lightning Bolts and Terminates don't do a whole lot against Bloodghast and Prized Amalgam.
No, he does have a Scavenging Ooze or two in the main, so that could help out if
Oh,
he
yeah,
doesn't
would.
find. But he has
He
to
doesn't.
find them
Here
soon.
comes the Tarmogoyf. Is that Drowned Catacombs?
It is a Drowned
So
Catacombs.
he's playing Buddy Lands, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the new arts?
Yeah, they're actually
I
really
love
good.
them. I'm gonna replace the old ones in my cube with the new arts.
I don't have too many of the Buddy Lands, so like it
There's
doesn't
not-
hurt my feelings too much.
For like, I mean, for somebody who just plays Modern Legacy, you don't really need to own those.
No, it's just like me owning extra like Windswept Heats. I have 8 copies. I have some 1-slot ones, and I have some of the new ones.
When I
It's
started
worked out that way.
when I started piecing out my collection, I think I had 12 Temple Gardens.
It's like me and Verdant Catacombs and me and like Abrupt Decays. I think I'm on like 17 Abrupt Decays at this point because I just play them in everything.
I could probably use a second set of Abrupt Decays and Verdant Catacombs. If I had
Those are the cards.
another set of Verdant Catacombs and Abrupt Decays, I think I could have Shardless and Maverick build at the same time.
That's cool.
Except for Bayou, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like I said, it's just a couple of these, couple of those, just because those are the cards I play in everything. I might start trimming down on those because I don't know.
because it's money sitting in a binder for no good reason.
Yeah, cardboard money. Yeah, I look through the binder every now and then. I'm like, I can build all these things. I just play Bugged Over notes.
I just do this. All right, actually, I was gonna say I'm getting updated with the life totals, but we're actually fine.
Really? Yeah. Neither one of we're just flashing this Conflagrate back to discard
for
a whole bunch of cards and get dredges back in.
Cards, yeah.
And we're gonna get a
Bye-bye,
Goyf down.
Goyf, yeah.
It was a 4/5. It wasn't even a 4/5.
No, it was just 3/4.
Yeah, we had no instance.
Sorcery, land, creature.
Yep. So this is going to enable Joe to kind of dredge those Stinkweed Imps back and see if he can get a little bit more of his engine going. I think Imps dredge 4, I believe. I think it's
5.
It's 5. It's the
Thug is 4. Stinkweed Imp is 5, and the troll is 6.
So
but here's Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, this is one of the best chances he has. Now, I kind of...
What do you exile?
Well, so you have a couple choices, right? Because once this dredge happens, the Prize Amalgam's trigger kind of goes on, so you can choose to wait for the Prize Amalgam, or you could just go ahead and get the Faithless Looting.
Yeah, because you
both
can't
are a
take
little
him off.
rough.
You can't take him off a Dredger.
Well, he's getting really lucky here.
Yeah.
Joe's dredge is just not finding the Narcomoebas or additional blood gas that he can bring back. Hasn't found the Life in the Loom either, so you can't get that package started. So we're just gonna send in the idiots here. That blood gas might be a little too frisky.
Yeah, because he's just going to make it a 3/3 here, eat the Prized Amalgam.
Yep.
Take some damage to do it, though.
It's going to net down a few points because of the fetch and the shock. That Narcomoeba is still going to jump over that ooze, though.
Yeah. It's got flying. Don't forget.
See, look at this mana base. Look at this Overgrown Tomb, Stomping Ground, Drowned Catacombs.
This is definitely something I can get behind. Love these greedy, grindy, mid-range
Dies
control
the Blood
decks.
Moon decks.
Yeah. Oh, I hate Blood Moon.
It's an evil. And we're going to block. So I do think we milled another Conflagrate.
Yeah. So maybe he's just doing that to get a damage on the Scavenging Ooze?
Yeah, Conflagrate's a sorcery, so like this is going to be second main phase. I think Joe's just getting a little excited. I think it's his first night playing with the deck. But, yep.
So that'll put 2 damage.
Yep, 2
so
damage.
So he only has to discard 1 card. So actually, blocking there was not ideal.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. That's simple. It's kind of one of those moments where you just have to wait.
That was quote unquote on board. But, I mean, like, keeping track of every card in your Dredge opponent's graveyard is difficult.
Yeah, Jacob's going to go ahead and take 2 more damage here off of a Water Grave. So, looks like we have...
So he's 11. Olivia Voldaren is pretty good. If you get to steal these guys...
Yeah, well, one, you can just ping the
Narcomoeba.
And the... Bloodghast are already...
Toughness,
it's already a vampire, though. So you can just tap 5 mana and take it.
Yeah.
Olivia Voldaren's like if you ever there's an achievement for a Jund player, which I don't know if we're ever gonna get back to that same style of Jund, but where you get to take something with a Voldaren and you have a Kalitas. So it's a vampire. Yeah. You just start killing their stuff and sacking it off to your Kalitas.
As a former pod player, Olivia Voldaren was a nightmare. It's like you have to path the path now.
Yep. Just untap and start shooting all the things.
Yeah.
And it's also just like a flyer. So this guy she can actually just clock Joe. Now, he only has access to 1 red, which is the ping mana necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's not the worst, really. Send her in.
Yep.
We've got to start attacking at some point.
She's a 3/3.
She is boltable, but... Bolt keeps falling farther and farther out of the metagame of Modern. It's kind of crazy.
Legacy, too.
Yeah, Grixis Delver plays it, but there's still, like
Check Pile's a red deck. It plays, 2.
Yeah, it plays 2 because it plays more Fatal Push.
Yeah.
So we're playing a Goyf. We're counting up. We're doing the Goyf count.
Really?
Should be a 3/4 still. We don't have an instant.
Keep meaning to get a Goyf die for the future match area.
Yeah, I should have brought one, but I keep leaving mine at home as well because I don't play Goyf decks, and when I do, I just don't use dice anymore.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna dredge some more cards back, running right into that glare there. So I can't quite tell, but it doesn't look like we have any more Narcomoebas.
That might be. This one might be a Life from the Loom.
Yeah, that second from the top one.
Yeah.
I think so. So I guess that 1 Bloodghast can come back to play next turn.
Yep.
Just in time for
to get stolen. Yeah.
Have you seen the? It's like New Blood that. It's a steal effect from the new Commander set. It has an art of Olivia Voldaren biting the neck of
I've seen the card. Yeah.
It's black and 2 for a sorcery that says, as an additional cost, tap a vampire you control, take control of target creature someone else controls.
Yeah.
Like the flavor on that card is just immense.
I mean, the flavor on Olivia is immense.
Yeah, make it a vampire, take control of it because I am the queen of vampires.
Yeah, her first activated ability is a bite.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just great.
So, here's the question: does Joe know that that's a vampire, and will Jacob take it?
We'll find out. Does Jacob know?
Because I want to take it.
Yeah, no. I would probably just take it right here, right now, and it.
Just main phase it. Just get, because it can't block anyway. Well, I guess you can wait. No, you spent your mana.
Well, he might draw land.
Just another Drowned Catacombs just come in untapped.
Yep.
Oh, there was a Misty. Going to the bottom, put Serum Vision back on top.
Come on.
We have a Fatal Push, a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is not so good against the Dredge deck. Fatal Push kind of...
Not great. I mean, I guess it kills Narcomoeba.
It does, but so does Olivia.
Yeah. And that she doesn't cost a card.
So this ended up being pretty strong for Jacob. Joe kind of stumbled with some of his initial dredges, didn't get that extremely wide turn.
Can't block.
And Jacob's been able to find some very powerful quick threats. And has a second Scoos in the main.
And he has multiple... He has 2 green up.
He's double green up and the red in case he wants to ping something.
So this is looking a lot better.
Yeah, if you would have asked me how this would have gone earlier, I would not have foreseen this.
Well,
these
Joe,
control decks generally have a hard time with these dredge decks.
Joe didn't have a very explosive start, and his dredges were not very good. And Jacob likely drew 100% of his scavenging uses.
That's true. But Olivia.
And Olivia. So, I mean, this is getting stacked against Mr. Bussy here.
Get him.
Old Dakmor Savage.
Are we... Oh, It's a 1/3 with Death Touch that's not Death Touch?
Not technically, because Stinkweed Imp's ability is a triggered ability and does use the stack.
Really?
Yes.
It's interesting.
When it's dealt combat damage, destroy it. So it does use the stack. Which was relevant for me once, but I can't remember the circumstances. Alright, looks like we're biting the Narcomoeba. Nope, biting the Bloodghast. That leads me to believe he doesn't
take it.
Yeah, that leads me to believe that they don't or Jacob doesn't realize it's a vampire, or at least he just sees it as the more threatening one and wants to get off the table.
Yeah, I feel like you just take the 2, shoot the imp, take the imp.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Olivia's like one of the closest things to a creature planeswalker since Deathrite Shaman. Like she's so many abilities, and her ultimate is just her flying and ending the game.
Yeah. I've seen her get
basic
real big.
Forest too. Jeez, this deck.
Well,
I mean, you have to, right? But
I almost said like, well, you have to have your basic Forest so you can open on like Fetch Forest, play Deathrite Shaman,
but play around the Wasteland.
Yeah.
Play around the Azusa Ghost Quarter you to death.
Oh, that deck does look cool.
Yeah, and now you don't have to buy like $80 Crucible Worlds. You can just buy a $2 snake druid thing that lets you that you can green sun for.
It's my favorite card in that block. I mean, not that there's a lot of contenders.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fight in that block right now. I mean, sure, Fatal Push is cool and kind of enables other decks, but
that's the previous block.
Yep.
Fatal Push is from Kaladesh.
I just lumped them all together. I'm just interested to see what happens when we get to Pirates.
A whole lot of awesome, flavorful things. Probably not a whole lot that'll impact the Eternal formats. But then again, who would have guessed Fatal Push, huh?
Well, as soon as we saw it, it was insane. But we never expect cards quite that powerful to show up all the time.
Never.
You get about 1 every block or every 2 blocks that actually impacts the Eternal formats to the level that it has.
Yeah.
It's like, think about it. You got like Deathrite Shaman, Treasure Cruise.
Running Olivia straight into that Stinkweed Imp.
I think you just an unfamiliarity with like the exact.
Jacob may not have known the ability that Stinkweed Imp has.
It doesn't say Death Touch explicitly.
No.
So.
And a lot of times with those dredge creatures, like some players just only know the dredge and they don't know all the Do you know all of Golgari Grave Troll's abilities?
Oh gosh, remove counters, regenerate.
Yeah.
Make them big.
Yeah. I mean that's it. I was looking to see if you knew the regenerate one.
That's actually a giant pain in the butt to deal with.
And Golgari Thug, I bet most people in our FNM couldn't tell me what the triggered ability on Golgari Thug is.
Something about putting cards back in your...
When he goes to the graveyard, you may put a creature from your graveyard on top of your library. Yeah. Which is good, is sometimes relevant with Narcomoebas.
Joe, if he has 2 cards, can maybe last an extra turn here. He does have a Haunted Dead hiding out in his graveyard. So you can always throw that back, discard 2 cards, bring back the flyer and the 2/2. Just kind of gives him another turn.
Yeah.
Dread's actually a lot more deceptive than you think when you play. There's a lot more choices. You do a lot of weird things, but
it's not an easy deck to play.
Yeah.
By any means.
You're all on percentages
Yep.
when you're thinking about your dredgers and what to do with them. But there's the appeal of just, Faithless Looting, pitch a few things, dredge back 5, get a gigantic, just hit one Narcomoeba and, some extra prize Malcolms and just get them.
Yep. Got him. Get him. So many mountains tonight. Lots of mountains.
There it is. Discarding the 2, and you get a token.
Yep. Hiya, and Joe has the token with him. My favorite person tonight.
It's always real funny. Oh yeah, and there's a prize Malcolm hangout. Too bad it can't block.
The Goyf, yeah. Or anything.
Yeah, that Scoo's about to be real big. We have a Fatal Push just for value, just so we get rid of the blocker.
Yeah.
Don't lose the tempo or the mana.
And that's game, right?
Yeah, we have a Ooze that'll be bigger, and then
no blockers.
No blockers.
Yep.
Tarmogoyf's only 3 power.
Yeah,
No,
but he
4
just
power now.
he just has to eat 2 things with the scavenging ooze.
Nope, I think Joe realized this, and we're packing it up, going to game 2.
Game numero dos.
So Jacob also was kind enough to let me look at his sideboard. He has a couple of Grafdigger's Cage, Surgical Extractions, another big board wipe, and
Damnation.
Is it Staticaster?
Is it Staticaster?
There's actually at least one Damnation in his main. There might have been a second in his side. So I think he's just kind of hoping to find an early Grafdigger's Cage. Joe probably honestly doesn't want to oversideboard. Maybe if you have some access to a couple cards like Abrupt Decay,
yeah,
we want to bring those kind of cards in to fight with a Cage, fight with the Scavenging Ooze,
as
Goyf.
As a dredge player, you just bring in your grips and your Ancient Grudges for every game too, I assume.
In Legacy, yeah, but this one we kind of get in Modern. You kind of get serviced more with just Abrupt Decay hits almost everything. The only card
that's what I mean. Your whatever it is.
Yeah, it's Abrupt Decay, maybe a Grudge because just the value of dredging.
Yeah.
Can still get the Grafdigger's Cage. For later threats and whatnot, obviously your Cage can't hit, or your Ancient Grudge in your graveyard can't be cast out. But
Jacob Woods must be a big Pixar fan.
Why is that?
All of his sleeves say "up" on them.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I work with every night. Every night I'm in the booth.
I like Pixar.
Well, they make good movies.
Yeah.
But your puns are just so rough.
Are they alien to you?
It's the elven mitt on his head that gets me.
No, it's pretty great.
I just had a friend who's watching the stream just message in and say we should stream Commander.
We did that one time.
It's real hard. I feel like it's really important to have the voice from everyone who's down there going on and chatting. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on.
Ideally, there's a lot of cards that people may not know just by sight, so you'd want to have a 5th person putting up card images on the screen as
Loading Running Run does it real well where they have a little camera.
Yep.
But
they actually use the same card scanner that we do. They just, for when we buy cards, they use that for their podcasts and such.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Jacob could have a lot of other cards. I only got a brief look through his deck, so there's a lot of crazy things that could happen. Snap, surgical, snap, surgical. That's an exciting thing you can do. It's just if you can work your way through certain prime targets in the dredge deck. Certain cards coming out are probably Tarmogoyf really doesn't do that much. Some number of Fatal Push. No, you go for other cards first. So it's Fatal Push, I guess. You could probably leave. Terminate's a little bit more worse in terms of mana efficiency, so that probably leaves before push. Liliana the Veil probably gets straight the heck out.
What in the world is a Craigasm?
Twitch. It's a Twitch thing.
Okay. It makes me twitch. I'm very uneasy. Sad. I'm just... Oh, sorry. I missed... Wow, I missed a whole lot of
Streaming? You missed all this? We looked at it. You commented about missing it earlier.
I went.
And then I thought you read it.
I mean, it was a mall, but still. Okay. Brussels screaming. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. We good. All right. Looks like we're ready for game number 2 here.
Yep.
Jacob Woods, a player after my own heart, always with the grindy mid-range deck.
Always plays fair things. In our Legacy event last week, he played Check Pile twice.
Yep.
So played it each night, both on Friday and on Saturday.
The Saturday on the team event.
Yep, I played them both nights.
Which expect an announcement on another Team Eternal event soon.
Yeah, it turned out the turnout was pretty good, and the most important thing there is a lot of people were having a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we only had one Shriekhorn.
Yeah, so this was in the original versions of Dredge when they were right when Golgari Grave Troll got unbanned.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, do you know what this card does?
It enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters, and you do something to mill.
Yeah, so it's 1 mana, enters battle with 3 counters. You're right. Tap, remove a charge counter. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So this was like when you were trying to be a bit more aggressive on the all-in plan, when you were playing Bridge from Below, and they hadn't prized Amalgam, or even right afterwards, and you were trying to get on the suspend, the big guy, the 9/7.
Yeah, that guy, yes.
Yeah. When you're trying to work on towards that plan, this card was real great.
I used to play that card in my kitchen table mill deck.
Did you really?
Yes.
That's cool. So
actually, I think it was standard legal.
Joe's just going to activate this end step here, targeting himself to try and find a Dredger. After Jacob spends a little bit of time Serum Visions, he's going to immediately go ahead and find a Steed Queen M and go for the Dredge. I believe it's
Neonate 2 lands.
Conflagrate and something else that's hiding off of that camera
a black
for us.
Card. Maybe I can scroll up. Nope, didn't work. Faithless Looting.
Yep, Faithless Looting. We're just looking to hit our lands drops and do a few things here. Draw 2 cards, discard 2. So he does have Lava Axe. Lava Axe will kill just about any Tarmogoyf, any Scavenging Ooze, and Livia Voldaren.
Yep. Lightning Axe.
Lightning Axe. Lava Axe. I'm sorry.
Lava Axe has a better flavor text.
Oh, did we miss a land drop?
I guess so.
Looks like Joe either chose not to play a land or is missing one. Yeah, it's not Lava Axe. It's also not the Hatchet. I'm sorry.
Do you know Lava Axe's flavor text?
Which one? Because the original one was Catch.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
And then it's the new text is the slight upgrade from the Fire Hatchet.
Well, that's nowhere near as funny as Catch.
No, it's not. No. But it is like the most recent flavor text.
Is it standard legal?
No, I don't think so. Otherwise, I feel like we might see some randomly at a standard event. So Jacob's going to go ahead and surgical out the Bloodghast here.
Seems fine.
He probably also has access to Snapcaster Mage, because I would have gone for the Conflagrate. Conflagrate's that like nightmare for the control decks. Just having to worry about the other card again.
Yeah, Snapcaster or a second surgical.
Be real strong. Yeah, you also have a small opportunity to just untap and play well, Skoos would die almost immediately.
So Goyf Fatal Push, but I'm not able to catch any of the other cards in his hand.
He shuffles real quick. He's keeping them close to his chest. Joe, on the other hand, showed us a natural state, which will be able to destroy basically any of the major hate cards that Jacob may deploy here. Only doesn't catch ley lines.
Yeah.
But since we're past turn 0, it doesn't look like Jacob has one of those available to him.
I drew 3 ley lines in a row once playing Shardless.
Are they still on your sideboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I haven't really, since I haven't been playing recently, I haven't updated it. Yeah. I've actually only tweaked the list once since Top was banned, and that was just putting Jace back in.
Yep. Check Pile. I guess they're Check Pile and Grixis Delver, the only Pyroblast.
Yeah, and now I have thought about taking him back out, but I haven't seriously sat down and really thought about it.
Yeah, Check Pile, Grixis Delver, and then
those are the big ones.
Yeah. What's the uptick? There's an uptick in Show and Tell because of uptick in lands.
You don't really usually Pyroblast isn't a card that I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but I don't expect them to board it in against me because they're not.
So Jacob was taking advantage of his life told as a resource here, going with Snap Surgical or Surgical Snap Surgical, taking out a Dredger or nope, still leaving that Conflagrate in, making me a little nervous.
Get him! Come on, keyboard.
You can use the other numbers.
There you go. Is that better?
No, I don't. There we go. It seems more like a game of Legacy so far. There's a lot of interaction, a lot of the graveyard, and you also see a lot of spells being cast and surgical.
Yeah, I like this matchup.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna just activate the Shriekhorn and try and find access to another Dredger here.
Get them cards in my. Okay, so land.
Land on tap. There we go. On
there
tap.
We go.
Draw.
Yay.
He might have been keeping the fetch maybe to try and trigger a Bloodghast, but those are gone now, so I guess Joe can play his land freely.
Yeah.
Wouldn't worry about Lava Axing that Snapcaster Mage while sitting
Lava
at 20.
Axe doesn't target
Dang
creatures.
it, Lightning Axe. Dang it.
Also, 5 damage. That's a little overkill for a Snapcaster Mage.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like you don't
You're
waste it here. You wait for
it's a 10 turn clock. So no need to use it on Snapcaster Mage now.
Yeah.
Joe keeps milling over lands, dredging over lands. So he's not having a lot of luck with his dredges here.
No, definitely not. We haven't seen any of the major hits. Narcomoeba. We're finding another Shriekhorn. At least that's gonna.
Is that
the Shriekhorn or Conflagrate?
I
don't know why I'm tilting my head.
Conflagrate right there. Yeah. Oh, I do it too. Now, if I just put my head to this side, I'll be able to see. You have a land.
That must not be a land. My mind must. I must be Trixie.
Trixie Hobbitses. Rings are for Smeagol.
We're gonna send the Snapcaster Mage in, I guess.
Yeah. Get info too.
Maybe deploy a Tarmogoyf and see if we can up our clock to, 6 a turn.
Joe is down to 18.
It's actually first blood. That's a little strange. Most of these decks have access to Mana Confluence and some fetches to tick it down a little bit, but
Mana Confluence is one of the expeditions that I actually think is just super gorgeous.
It is pretty.
Favorite expedition is Wood of Foothills.
Ooh, Cinderglade actually is really pretty.
Cinderglade is nice, yes. I like Cinderglade.
And you don't normally think about those kind of cards when you're asking that question.
Because you don't play them.
I mean, of course.
I don't play Mana Confluence either.
There's Misty's really pretty too. Yeah. But that, I feel like that's low hanging fruit. Yeah.
All right, so here's another surgical. I imagine this one's going after Conflagrate.
We're actually going to use mana because Jacob's already sitting down.
Yeah, he's at 10.
Yeah, if the Bloodghast weren't gone.
Actually, we still haven't seen the card. Yeah, it's Conflagrate. Yep, that's what it is. All right, so, and then that means we still have Nature's Claim, Narcomoeba, Wood of Foothills, and Lightning Axe.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think he's milled over all of his targets for the Wooded Foothills, and that's why he's not...
That's possible. I mean, he's hit a ton of lands.
Yeah, there's a bunch sitting over there, fetches and targets.
Yeah.
It might be that, and if so, that's a sad way to go.
Joe Bussey's getting the shaft this game.
Yeah. We're going to go find ourselves a Euro. That is the France Euro purple pack Euroland. And just play a Tarmogoyf. Again, a little 3/4.
I would definitely play those lands if they came in Japanese. They are gorgeous.
Yeah, aren't they? No, they haven't. They've started doing a bit more promo lands with FNM, not FNM specifically, but with Saturday Showdown packs and stuff like that.
The Standard Showdown basics are gorgeous. They're really nice.
Yeah, don't they have just the and they're doing those? Are those the next ones? The not full arts, but the normal frame.
The normal frame ones are Standard Showdown promos. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
They're really nice.
I'm a little excited about that.
Yeah.
I haven't played Standard in a long time, but it's still cool to see that more promo lands show up.
It would take a lot to get me into Standard. One thing that might do it is if like tribal decks are like actual competitive strategies.
Tribal dinosaurs.
Yeah, tribal dinosaurs and tribal pirates. If those were like actual like Pro Tour decks, like I might be in.
Yeah, there's a lot of flavor and fun that can be had for that.
It's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. Thank you, mysterious stranger, who's updating the dice for our players.
I believe that's AJ down there doing us a solid.
I was gonna guess it was Wyatt, but
yep, it could be Wyatt as well.
Yeah.
So
there's the thug.
So what are Stug's stats?
Thug's stats. He is a.
How does Cedric Phillips do this all the time?
I have no idea. I believe he's a 2/1.
Yeah.
And when he dies, you may put a creature card from your graveyard on top of your library.
You know what he is right now?
Dredge 4.
A chump blocker.
Yeah. Oh, Thug Life!
Thug Life is getting run over.
Just like Yusuke Urameshi, he is ran over.
How did Yusuke die?
He got hit by a car.
Yusuke is from Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yep. It's my favorite.
Wow, I can't believe I remember that.
It's my favorite.
I don't think I've seen that anime since, like, Toonami. That was, like, 10 years ago. I'm old.
More. Probably more.
Yeah, 13.
I've been
14.
I've been out of high school for 10 years. You want to know when my 10-year high school anniversary is?
Last summer.
Tomorrow.
Oh, wow. You going?
Not as of right now.
Oh, okay.
There's alcohol involved, and I'm afraid I'll start telling people what I think of them.
Yo, no. You just gotta let loose on that one, man. I know there are some things that you just, like, you're supposed to hold back on, but that is not one of them.
I have a lot of old bones to pick.
A lot of people have changed, but, like, I get that. But that's just one that sometimes you just gotta get in.
Yeah. All right, so Tassiger, the banana hammock man himself, has joined the. It's not as bad as what I said last week with Wyatt. Wyatt's a bad influence.
Oh yeah, with his air horn. Anyway, we're looking at 2 ripe targets for those lightning axes.
Good job.
Yeah, I figured it out. Both the Tassiger and the Tarmogoyf being primed suspects there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do that before any other card types enter the graveyard, though. I'm not sure how likely that is.
Yeah, those Shriekhorns are going to stay out there, and unless we find some random enchantment or a Liliana, and I assume that most Liliana's been boarded out as the only one that's good in this matchup's Last Hope. So.
Yeah. All right, so this is probably Lightning Axe on the Tassiger.
And discard an Archamoeba, because that's never getting cast.
Nope.
And if I'm Jacob, I that trade kind of stinks, but I'm okay with it. Like, I'm willing to accept that.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Appeal it?
Well, like if you had a counterspell or something available to you. I mean,
True that.
But
just got our timer refresh there. This matchup is going a little bit long. There's almost just 15 minutes left on the clock.
Wow, we're still not hitting any. Like, we hit the Pliers Amalgam, but we don't have anything to bring it back. We don't have a Haunted Dead, I don't believe, available to us, and that's not coming back till the end of next turn, and it's still tapped, so it does not get to block.
Yep.
Looks like Joe's kind of
between a rock and a hard place.
Or yeah, Tarmogoyf and a Shriekhorn.
That's what I said.
Okay. Jacob's just Serum Vision here for value, trying to find land drops to hit or other aggressive spells. Maybe a Cage just to shut this thing down.
Giving it the old good luck tap. I'm not sure.
How do you good luck tap a Dredge?
You tap all 5 or however many.
All right.
Right now he's just drawing Cathartic Reunion.
That's not gonna do it, Joe.
Like a hug from your mom, it does nothing. That was dark.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the
chump blocker.
Yep, that's a chump blocker.
And that's gonna.
Now he's got to terminate, and that's the
that's
match.
a lethal. Oh no, it's not. No, it's 6.
Not quite. Oh, yeah,
it's 6.
It's 6. We need a Mutavault.
Get him. Oh, we're just Thug's gonna put something on top.
Yeah, you got to resolve those triggers.
Well, you put like if you put a Narcomoeba back on top, you know that
you
it's gonna
can
get dredged.
And it's a blocker, but you need 2 blockers.
Well, so you dread you hit him. You know you're gonna get the prize amalgam back, but to some level you gotta get lucky, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can cast the thug again.
That's true.
So this is
get
gonna
that.
happen.
Cast the thug.
Unfortunately for our dredge player down below, Jacob does have another terminate that he's just waiting to fire off here on end step.
So this is the match here, but Joe doesn't he dredged the thug, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It's
Okay.
it's the one card he's sitting here tapping, or one of the two cards he's sitting there tapping, trying to figure out what he wants to do. See if he has an out.
What is the other card? Oh, it's the Cathartic Reunion. Okay. So I imagine you just have to cast the thug and hope he doesn't have a removal spell, which Mr. Woods does.
Don't thug me, bro.
This is where Joe gets lost in the woods.
Oh, we're even better here. We're gonna bring this back with a spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And
But still, the Terminate gets it.
it does.
Yeah.
The line hasn't changed. This is a better line by Joe. It gives
Because
him
it
more
gives
of
him
an opportunity.
more creatures. Yeah. All right. Here's the push, and make him kill you. I respect it. Here's
Just
the
all the
terminate,
things.
terminating
Shoves
all
them
of Joe's
forward.
hopes. Joe's lost in the woods. Mr. Woods gets this one, 2-1.
Hey, no one brought Lost in the Woods to the deck tonight.
Oh, we should build that. Should totally build that. All right. Excuse me. Let me. Boom. All right. That's it for coverage this evening. I just want to thank everybody for watching.
Thanks for keeping us company on this Friday evening, watching a few rounds of Modern action.
And if you've got 3 more hours to kill before your sleeping meds take effect, go over to our YouTube page. Just search 4 Horsemen Comics and Gaming on YouTube, or go to youtube.com/c/4horsemencomicsgaming and check out the backlog. Mr. Wyatt Gehring and I covered our Friday Night Legacy last week, and those matches are on there, and they are super entertaining.
There's a lot of fun. They had a good time at my expense, but that's what this is about: watching some good Magic and having a good time. So,
All right, well, thanks for watching one more time. I'm Ryan.
and I'm Brian.
And check out 4 Horsemen Comics and Gaming in Morgantown and Bridgeport, West Virginia, as well as Waynesburg in Pennsylvania. Good night, everybody.
Have a good evening.